Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another McBain High School football game. We're here in McBain, McBain versus Evart. I'm Kyle Culp, joined by Isaac Culp. This is your first time back here in a while. How's it feel?
Feels good. Feels good. Some playoff football. Um, don't know how long it's been. Probably say full football season. But I'm ready to watch some football.
Yes, it should be a good game, as we did see these two teams play earlier in the regular season. Twice? No,
Week two.
week two, my bad. Played week two. McBain did come out with the win there. How do you think this game's going to go?
So some keys to this game is in week two, McBain won 52-16. Uh, the offensive play scheme by McBain, they ran the ball 39 times. 39. They passed the ball 9 times. Their first pass was with about 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter on a play action pass to Brock Maloney in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. So if McBain can establish the run early and get in their offensive line can fill the gaps and get second level and get the linebackers out of the way, the the running back committee that McBain has will have a day on the field. So that's what Everett needs to watch out for is the runs because it looked like watching week two film back by the Rambler Review. It looked like Everett wasn't like convinced that McBain was all about the run, but 39 runs week two, that's pretty impressive.
And running the ball is something we've seen a lot from McBain this year, as they've consistently played with a similar formation. Your team set up in more of a T formation. Quarterback Deacon Dottie under center with normally Caden McGillis, Daniel Rodenbaugh, and Kelvin McGillis, and a few other rotational running backs in the backfield. And we saw that most of the season this year. And I would assume with how well it worked earlier in the year that they'll continue with it.
It brought them 7 wins. I mean, two of the wins were forfeited wins due to virus related forfeits, but it was unique 5 games McBain had because they didn't change the scheme up. They showed you what they were doing from snap of week one all the way till week five when they last played against Beale City. They're not going to change up the offense. They're going to run the ball and do it effectively because you don't see McBain with. I mean, yes, they can pass the ball, but the run is what they're focused on. And they're like a Pine River type offense, more of a pistol, one running back with jet sweep motions and pass the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see how McBain comes off a 2-week vacation. Everett's played the past 2 weeks. Everett played Holton Lake last week to advance to this game. Everett's got a little momentum coming into this. They've played McBain. It's hard to keep that momentum going for 2 straight weeks of not being able to play.
And that's something we could see take effect early in the game, where McBain may struggle to get going, as they have been on a break, and Everett has been playing. And we could see maybe the offense and defensive sides for McBain struggle to get going, struggle to make big plays, and that could be something that benefits Everett early, where if they can get a lead to start, they can try to put the pressure on McBain and force them to make mistakes that they wouldn't normally make.
And one thing for Everett to watch is control McBain's offensive line. Your defense needs to step up here because in week two, when they played, it was McBain's offense that dominated, just plain out dominated Everett. But how is Everett going to bounce back this week? The season's on the line. Who's going to step up and be the leader here? Is it going to be the McBain offense that did it again, or is it going to be a closer anticipated game than 52-16, like it was week two? Is it going to be the closer game than what it was like week two?
And that is something we'll have to wait to see, as with 9 minutes left on the clock, we'll take a break for pregame ceremonies, and we'll be back at the start of the game.
Rather than to introduce the starting lineups from tonight's game, we would like to have everyone rise and please let's salute the team members and the coaching staff for the Evart Wildcats. Let's give them a hand. Now let's also rise to recognize the players and coaches of the McBain Ramblers. Let's give them a hand. The officials for tonight's ball game, the referee is Joseph Squires. The umpire is Jeff Mueller. The head linesman is Dave Latusek. And line judge is Patrick Peters. And the back judge is Rourke Argion. Michigan High School Athletic Association welcomes you to McBain High School for tonight's district semifinals game in the 2020 Division 7 11-player football playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Star Spangled Banner recalls our past and ongoing fight for freedom, freedom of diversity, and our responsibility to promote respect and equality for all. Let us be united in those efforts today as we join together in the singing of our national anthem.
Welcome back after the pregame ceremonies. We're almost ready for kickoff. How do you think this first quarter is going to go?
It's going to be an weird because McBain's had the 2 weeks off for football. Everett's been playing, so we're going to see who can come out this first quarter and kind of set the tone. It's not going to be I wouldn't expect McBain to come out and score first drive. Because McBain's got a little rust. Sitting for 2 weeks, you kind of build up that rust. Everett's been moving, been doing stuff. They've been hitting Holton Lake kids. So it's going to be a momentum setter right here on defense for McBain. Offensive setter for Evart, who's going to start with the momentum on their side.
And we will see McBain kicking off. It'll be McElhenney kicking off for McBain. Number 19. Bryant Calderon back to return for Evart. Like you said, Isaac, this first half will be about who can make the big plays early, and we'll have to see what they both have. As Evart is returning, McGillis is trying to drag him down, and he will eventually do it.
On the stop
And that's a McBain kick. That's a McBain kick right there. Kick it to the sideline to not allow the big playmaker in the back to return it. But I've watched Tristan play the past 2 weeks, and can kick with both legs, I believe. It will be interesting to see which leg he kicks with.
Evert's first play on offense of the game. Quarterback will drop back to pass. He'll throw it to Calderon. He'll scramble past 2 defenders to be brought down about 3 yards short of the first down marker.
Elin.
It is Danny Whitbeck in at quarterback for Evart, as we saw back in week 2. 3rd down and 3. Snap is high. Whitbeck controls it. He'll scramble left and he'll throw it.
Incomplete.
That was a good play, though, by Whitbeck. The snap was not good. He had to jump up to catch it. Able to scramble left, find the receiver, not able to get it, whether it was in his hands or the receiver wasn't quite in bounds. But so far, first drive, a good pass and an incomplete pass. We'll see what they have here on 3rd down.
I wouldn't be shocked to see a run up the middle. They've come out pass, run it up the middle for the 3 yards, get a first down to kind of build the momentum if you're Evart.
See what McBain's defense has to say about that, as Whitbeck will scramble right and he'll throw it to Simerson. He'll juke past 1 defender and he'll get the first down. He'll be down at Everett's 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
And they're exploiting McBain's defense for coverage because McBain's playing back, trying not to give up the deep balls, but they can take these 5-yard out routes to get a first down. That's going to move the ball.
Whitbeck hurrying the offense to the line. He'll take another snap and he'll look to throw. The pass to 14, Hayden Simmer, incomplete, bounced out of his hands. They'll be 2nd down and 10. And for this McBain defense, you have some real leaders here. You have Rodenbaugh and both McGillis's, who all 3 of them, they like to control the opponent's offense and dictate what they can and cannot do. We'll see what they have here on the first drive.
False start.
That can be a real drive killer as a flag that you don't want to have before the play even it begins. Makes it 2nd and 15.
And that's just confusion. Evart coming in, had the bus ride up here. At first drive, there's going to be some nerves.
Whitbeck will motion
Screen
out
pass.
the running back. Passes incomplete. Intended for number 2, Pierce Johnson.
And that play, Kyle, right there, he can either throw it to one of his wide receivers or just dump it down to his running back, and the running back has the lane. It's an option for the quarterback, but he's not running the ball. That's what Pat Craven, the head coach of Evart, can do for you. Is draw up some plays like that so you have some options. You don't have to look at one target.
See what Evart has here, 3rd and 15. Once again, Whitbeck will motion the running back out into slot receiver position, and he'll look to pass. He's going deep down the field, and it's complete. He'll be brought down after a big gain, and that's number 32, Cole Hopkins.
And he's the one that motioned out. He's the one that motioned out, and McBain went to a cover 2 defense with 2 deep safeties, and that leaves the middle of the field open for Evart to throw the ball.
Yeah, on that defensive coverage from McBain, Caden McGills tried to get there, wasn't quite able to get there, and maybe we see McBain switch the defensive style a little bit, as Whitbeck's pass to Simmer is complete, and he'll be brought down very close to the first down marker.
And on that, Everett's going hurry. They're not allowing McBain to make the substitution. They're moving the chains effectively, but it's going to be how can the defense respond or the offense of McBain respond.
And maybe this is something we see here as
Timeout McBain.
Something we'll see here, McBain is maybe rusty, and maybe Everett's taking advantage of that, as we see here on the first drive. They've kind of caught McBain in a little coverage holes and able to move the field, ball down the field, as we did see Everett hit a little rut there with the penalty, some incompletions, but they got right back on it, and now they're inside. They're at the McBain 20-yard line.
They're knocking on the red zone here. And this is a great timeout by Ryan Pace and Pat Maloney to call for McBain. Great timeout, because settle the nerves down. First football game for all these young guys. I mean, some of them played last year, but look, first game of 2020, crazy year. Settle down. Let's play some McBain football, and maybe try and force a turnover. I've noticed that McBain's kind of sent a blitz, but it's not getting through. So maybe pull off on the blitzes, go into like a cover 3 kind of, with 3 deep safeties or corners.
We'll have to see here as Whitbeck will take the snap, sends the running back out of his backfield. It is called a run on the
Fumble. It looks like it's recovered by McBain.
It looks like Caden McGillis there hopped on the ball. That was Caden McGillis, and what a huge play from this McBain defense. Everett was driving, and they were able to knock the ball away and recover it.
That's the gritty defense. That's the gritty defense we saw all year. We saw it against Beale City in that close game. We saw it all year. I know McBain's scores haven't looked close. It's because the defense has made the other offense feel the wrath of the defense.
And we'll see what McBain here has on their first drive of the game. Sticking with the T formation, Dottie will hand it off to Rodenbaugh. He'll not get much on the run. Maybe a yard.
McBain ain't going to do anything else. They're on the 1 yard line. 1 yard line. Maybe. Oh, they moved it to the 3 yard line. It's going to be up the gut. Watch for one to bounce outside for a big play here.
One thing McBain does have is a good offensive line, and that's been carrying them. So we'll see if they can get behind that big offensive line. As Caden McGillis is on the outside here, gets past one defender, but will be knocked out of bounds. One thing we've seen here, these running backs, they've got speed and they're strong, but they know how to block for each other, and that's what we saw there from Rodenbaugh. Got out in front of Caden McGillis and able to get a good block as McGillis was able to get down the field.
I don't know who's on this side of the line, but I've never seen an offensive line give that much push. I know it was a kick outside for a run, but just the sheer offensive line pushing. Because if you watch Everett's defense, they're moving to confuse the line of McBain.
As Rodenbaugh with another carry, Everett able to bring him down after a gain of about 5. And this offensive line of McBain, going from right to left, right tackle is Mac Bonico. Right inside of him is Brant Bonico, family relation there. At center, I believe it is Brady Bailey. Left guard is Judah Leonard, in left tackle, I believe, is Caleb Camphouse. So some big guys there with good skill, able to push this offensive forward. As we'll see a run here from Rodenbaugh again, will move the chains for the first down.
So what you're telling me is there's one senior on this offensive line. One senior?
One senior.
And we're going to have more years of this offensive line because they're all sophomores and juniors.
And both tight ends used are juniors. So we've got a lot of years left with this offensive line, as we'll see a Kelvin McGillis run here. Not get very much, as Everett was able to swarm him after a gain of about 2, second down and 8.
And here's the running back committee coming in. Austin Allen comes in. Kelvin McGillis, who just ran the ball, comes out. Won't be shocked to see run outside by Austin Ealing here for a big gain.
One thing Ealing does have is the other running backs are fast, but he's got some real speed. If he gets on the outside, one-on-one race with a defender, he may be able to get it. And we'll see Deacon Dottie pass just out of reach of number 1, Brock Maloney. That's something that they did switch up the formation a little bit there, only going 2 backs, but passing isn't something this offensive does a lot, and it's not something they do under center very much either. And so that may be something to catch the Everett defense lacking.
That was the play that scored them their touchdown to go up 21-6 in the first matchup. As you saw the run in the middle, not going anywhere. Everett's going to sniff that out. So McBain's going to have to mix it up, not show the same stuff every time. It's 4th down. Punt the ball, play some defense. Maybe.
And I believe that is.
Oh,
It is. I most likely.
punt.
Yup. As we see, Dan Rodenbaugh will drop back to kick. Something we saw last year from George Brown.
No deep returner for Evert.
And
so that ball's going to roll.
It's a good boot too. It will roll almost to the Evert 20-yard line, where McBain will down it. Something that we've seen from in the past. McBain has players that play in the backfield that can kick it. Last year it was George Brown, the quarterback. This year Dan Rodenbaugh, and they both can kick it, and it's a very big benefit for McBain, as Evert wasn't ready there for a punt. They had no one back, and the ball just rolled.
The point of McBain doing that is keep Deacon Dottie in there so you can spread it out so it looks like a pass if you want to. But then you just step back and punted it.
As we'll see what Whitbeck has here. A big blitz from the defense, and I believe that is Brant Bonico that snuck in there. Two defenders got through the offensive line, pushed him in, and Brant was able to bring the quarterback down.
That plays an option. The quarterback can either keep it or he can pitch it to the running back for a gain. But great defense by Matt Utek. He took the running back right out of the picture to leave his buddy Brant to take.
The heat-seeking missile, I like to call him, Matt Utek, gets off that edge very quickly and causes a lot of disruption for that backfield. As Whitbeck will hand it off to Caldron. He will get maybe 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and about 12 for Evert.
And you saw the first drive Evert had. They were driving the ball consistently. Just takes another drive or turnover to have McBain give a little more momentum.
And something we do see here from the McBain defense, they do have more of a spread defense, accounting for the receivers Everett has. We have Ealing and Maloney out here on the near sideline, as Whitbeck will motion Cauldron out of the backfield. And Whitbeck will look to pass. There's Utek again. Force him to run left. He's got some space. He'll get past one.
What a hit.
That is a big hit from the sophomore, Kelvin McGillis. He didn't bring him down, but he stopped Whitbeck in his tracks. And we'll see a sub here from...
First down.
It is a first down. We'll see a sub here from McBain. Big Mac Bonico will check in, maybe to prevent Evert from even attempting to run the ball up the middle, as Mac is a big guy and he'll stop the runs.
He's going to take 2 defenders to move him. He's a big kid.
He's a big, strong guy.
Other 3 guys on the line, one dude to worry about.
We'll see what Evert has here. Trips receivers right. Whitbeck will give it to Cauldron. He's looking to get outside. He'll cut back up the middle. Brought down by number 11, Matt Utek. He is everywhere on the field, forces the quarterback to get to move around a lot, and there he even chasing down the running back. Matt Utek, a jack of all trades.
And McBain, they're doing 3 down linemen with 2 edge rushers, so it's a 5-man, and they can pull off one of the edge to be a.
We'll see. Whitbeck had an option to throw it to the running back, but he'll check it down to Simmers, be brought down. There is a flag, maybe a high tackle.
Helmet-to-helmet contact. It's going to be probably 15 yards if it's helmet-to-helmet contact.
Obviously not intentional, but that does happen.
When somebody's going down and you're going to tackle them, it's going to happen. And I believe the penalty will be against one of the corners of McBain. I don't know which one, because it looked like number 1 and 7 were in on the play.
Ealing and Maloney there on the tackle. That's something that it is accidental, but you've got to try and do your best to prevent, because that does help Evert a lot.
That's only a 5-yard penalty. It wasn't intent. It wasn't intent, or it wasn't on purpose. It was on accident. So it's the 5 yards.
Yes, as we'll see, Evert 1st and 10, trips receivers left. Whitback back in the backfield with Calderon to his left. Whitback will give it to Calderon. He'll try and run up the middle, but I believe that's McGillis again, plugging those holes from the middle linebacker position.
Wow. Everett's trying to get this run up the middle to work. Trying. And McBain's just saying no. You're going to have to beat us on the outside to be able to move the ball. And I won't be shocked to see a 5-yard curl out route here by Evart.
We'll see Hopkins in the backfield, switching sides with alongside Whitback. Dual receivers out far end near sideline. Whitback's got a lot of pressure. He'll chuck it down the field. It'll be caught by number 2, Pierce Johnson.
And that's what a throw by Danny Whitback. What a throw. Over the fingertips of Kelvin McGillis, perfectly into his receiver's breadbasket for a first down. Now, how's McBain going to respond to that play? How's McBain going to... You got the quarterback out running. You just got to make the tackle now.
And that was very good defense, but even better offense from Evart. Whitback able to find the receiver, even though he was heavily covered. As we'll see, another throw from Whitback. Incomplete, ruled by the official on the near sideline.
He had the best advantage.
Very low throw to 14, Hayden Simmer.
And Derek Camphouse just went back in for Mac Monaco. Give Mac a break, refresh the defensive line, because everybody gets tired. Nobody can go all 48 minutes or however long it is.
And that's something, fresh Mac Monaco is something scary, and I don't think it's something Everett wants to see. As Whitback will give it to Hopkins, tripped up on the line by number 74, Grant Monaco. He may be on the smaller side height-wise, but he does not play like it. He pushes those offensive linemen back into the quarterback's area, and he'll trip up the running backs as they try and get through the line.
He's a big kid. Like, he's not Mac size, but he's a big kid. He put in the work in the weight room this offseason. He's a key piece to the offensive line.
Whitback, Calderon in the backfield with him. Trip receivers to the left, far sideline. Whitback will look to pass. McGillis blitzes up the middle. Whitback looks to throw.
Oh!
It'll be almost intercepted. Amazing defensive play by Carson Huttinga. That should have been an easy reception for Everett, but Huttinga reached around and
He read it.
Yeah.
He read the quarterback's eyes there, and I don't know how many times I've watched you and Tucker do this, and Huttinga's almost like a second away from getting an interception every time. It seems to me that he makes one of the key plays for a game.
And a few weeks ago, Huttinga got an interception. It was called back due to penalty. The very next play, he intercepted it again. He is a beast when it comes to playing the ball in the air. And we saw there, he's using it to his advantage as Whitback will look to pass. He'll dump it down to Hopkins. And there, I believe, is Carson Huttinga again on the huge tackle.
What a play call by Evart, though. Screen pass to your receiver, running back. I didn't catch where he came
Hopkins,
from.
I believe, came out of the backfield. But even
I thought it was third down going to fourth down, not fourth down. So McBain has the ball now.
Oh, I didn't even realize that myself. That is first down for McBain. That's even bigger tackle for Huttinga, meaning that it gave McBain the ball back. Dottie will give it to Ealing. That jet sweep can be very scary because Dottie can, once he gets moving, he can go. And if they can fake it and he gets outside, he can get running.
Can become an option play. That can be a Deacon Dottie. Oh, the defensive end's going right with the jet sweep. He can just pull that out and has this room with the extra receiver out here. And now they go back to the T formation.
Don't want to show too much of their hand. We'll see as they Carey goes to run ball, but he fought back, but not able to go anywhere. Everett's reinforcements came in and pushed him back for a loss of about a yard, 2 yards, making it third down and 12, third down and 11.
And you know it's going to be a pass play when Matt Utek goes into running back.
Amazing run blocker Utek is, and sometimes even sneaks out of that backfield and maybe gets open for a reception.
Watch somebody across the middle towards the sticks to get a first down.
We'll see Ealing in motion going to the right. Dottie will scramble right, looking for a pass. He's going to go to Ealing. Not quite getting it. Incomplete. Dottie cut to the sideline. No, Dottie threw left, more inside. Ealing cut towards sideline. Incomplete, making it 4th down and 12.
And I was never a quarterback in high school. I was an offensive lineman. And there, I would have thrown it towards the sideline, so only my receiver or the sideline can get the ball. Not in towards it, but I'm not a quarterback.
And that maybe, nothing against the guy, maybe got him a little bit out of his comfort zone. He was tend to stay in the pocket, but he did scramble there. It was a good pass, not quite able to get it to his receiver though, and we'll see a punt from Rodenbaugh. This time Everett was prepared. They have a receiver back. He will get past a defender and get knocked out of bounds, but I believe there is a penalty, maybe a holding.
Block in the back, but it's the slightest block in the back I've ever seen. I believe the Everett player barely graced the back of number 7 Austin Ealing's jersey on that punt. So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty from the spot. So it looks like Everett's going to start on their 25-ish yard line.
And that's something, if I remember correctly, in the first McBain versus Everett game, McBain put up points fast, and they really dominated. Something we've seen, maybe a huge plus from Everett. They've not let McBain put up huge points, and instead, Everett's been the one more in scoring position.
And that's because what did McBain do against Everett week 2? Ran the ball 39 times. 39 times ran the ball. 8 or 9 passes. McBain's going to have to come out in more pass formations and throw the ball to try and beat this Everett team.
Which is something Everett wants him to do, because that does put them out of their comfort zone, as Whitback will keep it himself, fake the handoff, and there's McGillis again. Middle linebacker Kelvin McGillis laying the big hit and just putting him on the ground.
In that play, the running back was I
of a-
don't want to say lucky not to have the ball, but heat seeking missile that you like to call him. He was going to blow up that run play.
And more used as a decoy there. I believe it was Cauldron on that play. Allowed Whitback to maybe get up in the middle, making it 2nd and 7. We'll see Whitback here again. He'll pass it to Cauldron. Cauldron will fight for the extra yards, hauling, I believe that was Huttinga on his back, and that will be a 1st down.
And I know why Matt Utek's getting in the backfield. He's the decoy. He is the decoy. He is playing out as a linebacker, and he's just full-on sprinting to blow up the play in the backfield.
And I don't know that UTEC's job necessarily is to tackle him. I think it just, of course, you want to tackle him.
Put a hit on him.
It just get there and make him do something different. As Hopkins will sprint past UTEC there, knocked out of bounds. Is a flag on the play.
My guess would be on the tackle. It looked like he got him by the horse collar.
It was difficult for us to see. We are on the other side. We'll see what the
by how Everett's reacting. Waiting for the call.
It is being marked off against McBain.
Penalty being marked off against McBain. Personal foul. Ball is spotted at the 43-yard
Face
line.
mask.
It is a face mask. Something in those sideline tackles, I think it does happen. You're just trying to grab on anything to bring him down, and on that play, it just so happened that McBain did get a hold of his face mask, and that's a big help here for Everett. That gets him moving on McBain's side of the field. With Wetback in the backfield, dual receivers far and near sideline, and Wetback will QB keeper. He'll run it right up the middle to that linebacker duo of Kelvin McGillis, and number 17, Landon Ealing.
There's less than a minute ago, 0-0, but Everett's moved the ball more efficiently this quarter.
And what we see here is Everett getting some runs up the middle. Guess who was brought right back in? McBain. Trying to plug up those gaps in the middle, and we'll see a pass from Whitback out to Cauldron. Austin Ealing getting there. Ealing, Huttinga able to bring him down, slow him down to prevent a big play for Everett. It'll be 3rd down in just over 1 for Everett at about the McBain 35-yard line.
3rd down is 2 for the Wildcats.
They will let the clock expire here,
Yep.
and that will mark the end of the first quarter. So far, much different game than the week 2 matchup Everett versus McBain. In that game, McBain controlled both ends of the field, offense and defense, and put up points fast. Here, Everett has held their own. They have said, no, we're not getting pushed back, and they have held McBain scoreless, as have McBain. So it is 0-0 after 12 minutes. Something coming in I didn't actually expect to see. I thought someone would put up points, but both defenses playing well. Everett have looked dangerous here with some potential scoring drives. Particularly, I believe it was the first drive of the game. Everett took it all the way inside, I believe, the McBain 5-yard line, and McBain forced a fumble, which was a huge help there, prevented Everett from scoring, and McBain wasn't able to capitalize, wasn't able to put up points, but preventing Everett from scoring, keeping this game 0-0.
And on the other side of this bracket, whoever wins this game will go and face the winner of Beaverton Oscoda. It is 7-7 right now in Beaverton. If Everett pulls out the win, Everett will be traveling to either location. If McBain wins, one of them two teams will make the travel here, which McBain would be playing for a district championship next week. If
In Oscoda, all right, whip back, will snap.
and on that play, as Kyle gets readjusted, a first down pass by Whitback.
That's the first down for Everett. On the top, number 7, Austin Healy.
That's first down for Everett. First play of the second quarter. Wetback, two receivers right, far side, one receiver near. He'll motion him and give it to him, but he will slip down. That is number 23, Braden Cass, on the carry.
And that's a minus yard there because when he cut back, his foot just came out from underneath of him.
Second down and 10.5 maybe.
10.5 so accurate.
It's not quite 11, but it's just in there. As we'll see, Whitback in the backfield, I believe, alongside Cauldron. Trips receivers near sideline. He'll motion Cauldron out right, leaving Wetback alone in the backfield, and he'll look to pass. Drops back, and he'll throw it deep in and out of both the hands of the Everett receiver and number 7, Austin Ealing, for McBain.
And that blitz there, Kyle. That blitz, they didn't have enough linemen there. You have 5 linemen, and the rest are out blocking.
That was a big missed opportunity there from both McBain and Everett, really, as it looked like it could have been caught and intercepted. Happened to hit the ground, and we'll see what Wetback he has here as he'll be joined alongside by Hopkins. He'll give it to him. He'll be pushed out of bounds by Huttinga.
And last week, Everett played home late. Everett's special teams won the game for him because they kept kicking field goals. I don't think this is field goal range for Everett's kicker, but that's one thing to watch out for is the kicker for Everett.
One thing I did notice in pregame, I don't know what his range is, but he's got a big leg on him. He can boot it far, and that could be a huge advantage here for Everett, as Whitback will give it to Cauldron, who's looking to pass. He'll throw it deep into the hands of Pierce Johnson, but it'll slip through the gloves. That is a huge missed opportunity for Everett. A trick play, maybe, I'm not quite sure what it was, handed it to the running back. He looked to pass, in and out of the hands of the receiver. It would have been a touchdown.
Well, McBain got the break there. I think the kid looked for the end zone before he had the ball, and that's the one mistake kids nowadays have.
We'll see. McBain takes over here. First and 10, sticking with the T formation. Dottie under center. He'll give it to Ealing, who's looking to get outside. He'll spin past one, cut back up the middle, and lunge for a gain of about 5.
And that's just great awareness right there by Austin Ealing. Get forward. Don't go backwards. McBain needs these drives to go.
That should have been a loss of yards. Ealing, using his quick feet, his agility, spun past the defender, lunged forward, and was able to make it a positive play. 2nd down and 5 here for McBain. They'll give it back to Ealing, trying to get up the middle. He'll be brought down by 3 defenders of Evart, and that'll be a first down. There's a flag after the play, very late. Maybe a little scuffle between McBain and an Evart player. We'll elect to see what the call is. I think it is. I'm not quite sure. I think it was both sides.
After the whistle. So unsportsmanlike by both teams. So there was something.
It will be canceled out though. 2 penalties against each other. Something that does happen in the playoffs. Just people, 2 players, 2 high school students.
So both players have to go off, and it gets written down that they both have one. If one of them gets another one, they're both disqualified for the game. So that means they can't play.
Yeah, just.
So that's what the guy in the white hat's doing, is writing down their numbers of what's going on, stopping the game.
And that does happen. It gets intense, and that's something
it's
maybe
playoff football.
Maybe the players just need to step back, cool down a minute, and then go back in the game when they're level-headed.
Because everyone's action is to react to something. Maybe he felt he got tackled dirty. Maybe the defensive player thought he got kicked. So they just have their little argument, and then they throw the flags, and then they take their break.
Happens, but after play, it is still 1st and 10 at the McBain 40-yard line for McBain. Dottie under center. 2 McGillis is in the backfield. Calvin will get it this time. He'll be brought down after maybe a gain of a few inches. There is a flag though. Looked like could have been holding. It was a very quick flag.
It's gonna go against Evart, lined up in the neutral zone. Would be my guess.
That's something. Those are mistakes you don't want to have happen, as they are just lining up offsides. Mistakes you don't want to have happen. There's some discussion here between officials.
Going low on the so there the linebacker or safety went below the knees on the lead blocker for McBain. And that's player safety comes number 1 in high school. If you're doing that in college or NFL, go ahead. High school, it's about player safety and not injuring each other. So that's the 15-yard penalty, and the player has to take a break. And I thought it was lined up in neutral zone because of how he threw the flag, but I didn't see that the player went low.
We are not looking from the official's angle. He must saw it. We did not. But it is good for McBain, as it is 1st and 10. Calvin McGillis with another carry here.
And you heard both sidelines chirping back at one another. And maybe Evart realized the lead blocker for McBain is a deadly blocker. He can get out there and control which way the running back's going to go. And if you take out the lead blocker, the running back's standing there by himself on an island.
And the thing is, it's not just that McBain has one good lead blocker. They have several. Everyone that touches the ball in the backfield can lead block at any time, and that's something that is very useful for McBain. As we'll see Dottie maybe chatting with his center a little bit. Dottie will give it to Runmo's up the middle. Got one guy back to stop him. He's getting chased. They will get him tripped down yards before the end zone.
What a play. What a play. You fake it, and I believe it was Dan Rodenbaugh that got taken out. He was the lead blocker, was who I would imagine. That's a great play for him. Bounce back after the little altercations with that big run. McBain's knocking on the door to score, and Everett's defense is going to have a goal line stand here.
That was a big play, though, by that Everett defender, because Rodenbaugh should have walked into the end zone. Everett's defender chased him down full speed and was able to get him, but it looks like Caden McGillis here on the carry.
And
not quite to the end zone, second and goal.
Watch for the run up the middle with the man that just broke it off. Watch it for Dan Rodenbaugh to score here. If McBain scores here, the momentum comes to our side. If Evart stops him here, the momentum shifts right back to him.
And we will see here, Dottie under center. Two McGillis is in the backfield with the Rodenbaugh, and it is Rodenbaugh with the carry. Huge pushes from both sides to try and get him to their wanted side. It is third and goal. He was not able to get there. Evart so far, huge stop.
Same position, week 2. Play action pass, Brock Maloney back to the end zone. Watch for that right here, but I won't be shocked to see another run.
Maybe try and get
Outside.
Caden McGillis outside. He does have speed. Will be Kelvin McGillis, the sophomore, trying to punch it into the end zone. I don't think he got it. It is very close.
Looks like he's on the 1. Quarterback sneak. That's got
McBain's huge offensive line. Dottie, a powerful guy.
And going back to Dottie and Bailey, the center quarterback combo, he told him, move the dude this way or that way. And you saw the hold Daniel had.
And Dottie and Bailey have had a good connection this year. Not many mistakes between the center and the quarterback. And we'll see here if they do intend to do a quarterback sneak with that big offensive line in.
Right side run.
It is to Rodenbaugh. Plows in to the end zone. Touchdown, McBain. And that's a good play, good offensive drive all around for McBain, especially Daniel Rodenbaugh.
I'm speechless right now. Evart had the momentum. They had the which ways it was supposed to go. Everett's been playing. McBain is the first to score, draw blood. We're going to see if Tristan McElhaney can put this PAT through.
The neon cleats, as I like to notice. The kick is up, and it is good. That's a good drive from McBain. Evart looked like they were going to stop him, not quite able. But something I want to go back to. I want to go back to Daniel Rodenbaugh's huge run. That play, Daniel Rodenbaugh normally should not have gotten the ball. On that play, he should have been the lead blocker. They switched it up. Daniel Rodenbaugh is always the inside running back, which means he can lead block.
That play, he was the middle running back. It was the kind of the quarterback pitch. You can pitch it to the right, to the left, or you can just hand it to Daniel Rodenbaugh to take it for a big gain.
And but Daniel Rodenbaugh did amazing. But without that huge, amazing offensive line, he would have no room. And that's something that McBain has over a lot of teams in the conference, is this huge, big offensive line with two Bonicos, Judah Leonard, Caleb Camphouse, and Bailey. You have two sophomores there, but they don't play like it. They play experience. They are level-headed, and they know who to block, where to block, and they block well.
And on not taking away from this great game, but on the other side of the bracket, we got Beaverton and Oscoda. Beaverton is winning 14-7 right now against Oscoda. Oscoda, they play some not like average teams. Beaverton, they play in the Jack Pine with Claire. That's a powerhouse conference up here.
And something last year McBain played Oscoda in playoffs. It was a tight game.
It was 12-0 at halftime last year. McBain scored 14 unanswered points.
And we'll see if that matchup happens again here, as Evart is returning it. And Calvin McGillis tries to bring him down, but he is thrown off him. The returner, Bryson Shively for Evart, did amazing not to be brought down on the first tackle by Calvin McGillis. And Calvin McGillis is a big, strong guy. Shively pushed him away, was brought out of bounds, but that's good fight from Everett not to be brought down immediately on the first tackle.
And we're going to see here, how does Everett bounce back? Because I don't believe last week, actually, I believe Everett was losing at one point 10-3 to Houghton Lake.
We'll see what Wetback has here. Looking to pass outright. It is complete, but Rodenbaugh able to tackle him after a short gain. It is number 23, Braden Cass, on the reception. Cass caught the ball. It was a good catch, good throw, but he didn't go anywhere after he caught it. Rodenbaugh was on his tail, wasn't able to deflect it, but able to bring him down after the catch.
If you need a secure tackle to stop somebody on a fourth down, don't throw it towards Dan Rodenbaugh's side. He's going to make sure the tackle is done.
He's one of the big senior leaders for this McBain defense and offense, just team in general. His strong voice, knows what he's doing, and it shows. As we'll see, a quarterback keeper front whipback. That's a big run inside. Maybe it didn't look like he wanted to take it. It looked like he wanted to pitch it outside, but McBain had it covered up. It may have been UTEC, or I'm not quite sure who got in there, but Whitbeck able to see the gap in the middle, open up, take it inside, and slide down for the first down.
You see Everett's offensive coordinator, I don't know who it is, he's like 15 yards behind the ball. He's giving them signals on what play to do, and he's not like in front, he's behind.
We'll see Whitbeck fakes it, and he goes deep. It is
dropped.
Intended for number 14, Aiden Simmer.
Flag on the play.
It was Austin Ealing, number 7, and Carson Huttinga in coverage. Ealing, Simmer fought for the ball. No one got it. Incomplete. We'll see what the flag is.
It looks like Everett player either moved slightly.
There is a flag on the field.
Holding. So a 10-yard penalty.
Against the Wildcats. Ball's brought back to the
So the 10-yard penalty.
First down, and as something my normal co-announcer Tucker Vandervelde points out, I say a lot. First in a country mile. It's a long way.
It's not a country mile until it's past 30 yards.
My bad. Inexperience.
It's first and 20.
First and 20. I apologize for me being wrong. We'll see.
No, you're not wrong. You just used wrong terminology.
Whitback in the backfield. Cauldron alongside him. Whitback will pitch it out right. There's UTEC. He gets juked. I believe that's Cauldron. No, that was not Cauldron. I believe.
Number
19. Oh, it was Cauldron.
It's hard to see their numbers when they're on the far side of the field.
And Everett uses a lot of these weapons. Hopkins, Cauldron, Simmer, even Whitback himself keeping it. It sometimes gets hard to know who has the ball. Big run there from Cauldron, or pass reception.
They got back to the original line of scrimmage. That's not bad. But you got to go for the deep play here.
Yep.
If you're Pat Craven, you got to dial up a deep play just to try and get on the board, because you don't want McBain going with the ball for another possession.
It is second and
Cauldron.
11. Cauldron out wide. Trip receivers near sideline. Whitback's going deep to Cauldron. Cauldron's got space. Just overthrown. Cauldron there outpaced Huttinga. Huttinga not able to keep up with him. If the pass would have been closer to Cauldron, he would have taken it in, most likely for a touchdown.
And the corners have a hard job because you don't know what Everett's going to throw at you, whether it be streak, straight down the field, the out routes, the curls, or the screens.
And they have some fast receivers, Everett does.
Yes.
That incomplete, though. It was a tough throw for Whitbeck to make. Streak route going down the sideline. He's got to put it to where he thinks his receiver will get. Just out of his reach. We'll see what Whitbeck has here. As he'll throw to Simmer. Caught just on the other side of the first down marker. There we see Whitbeck. Play before, incomplete, overthrows it. There, perfect pass. Simmer maybe had to get down a little bit, but he got down on the correct side of the first down marker, making it 1st and 10.
Ricardo Vergara just checked into the game for Austin Ealing.
See, Rico has some speed. Maybe
to give their corners a break.
Yeah.
Austin Ealing plays both sides of the ball. Timeout.
Timeout. We do see Ealing maybe he is a little tired. He's had a tough job.
Cramping.
Tough job, both offense and defense sides, and that's something they haven't played in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That
And
rust.
that's 2 timeouts by McBain. They have 1 left. Evart still has 3 timeouts on the 44-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Everett's going to dial up a play here for the end zone to try and score. They need a score this drive because McBain gets the ball at halftime. McBain usually always declines to the second half. And if McBain can stop Evart here and potentially drive down and either get I don't know Tristan's if he can kick field goals.
He can. I don't know exactly what his range is, but he is a good kicker. That soccer background.
Yeah. And if you get him in field goal range and he kicks it through and makes it, that's a 2-score game. Evart cannot afford to go down 2 scores again, especially if McBain has the momentum coming into halftime.
And something we do see here, Rico staying in the game, playing safety, more of a safety, maybe trying to prevent that deep ball from happening. He does have speed and maybe just some fresh legs. As Whitback will keep it himself, skips past one defender. McGillis brings him down after a gain of about 1. It is Kelvin McGillis on the tackle. 2 McGillises. Hard to keep them separate. See Kelvin McGillis here today with that pink camo type arm sleeve.
And
he was wearing it most of the day, maybe getting it warm to his arm.
And it's cold out there. It's cold in here. And trying to catch the ball.
We'll see. Whipback going deep, just out of the reach of Simmer. That was Huntinga coming over from safety. Caden McGillis chasing from the corner position. Another deep pass just out of reach.
And the offensive play caller for Evart, he knows his quarterback can make the play. The quarterback's just throwing it a little, not like a whole lot, a little out in front of his receivers, and they just can't catch up to the ball.
And Evart knows their receivers have speed, and McBain so far maybe struggled to contain their speed a little bit going deep, maybe getting burnt a few times, as we'll see. Whitback will motion Hopkins outright, trip receivers near sideline. Whitback will drop back. A lot of pressure there from Mac Monaco. Passes incomplete.
And Mac Monaco did the right thing. He didn't go low on the quarterback. He went to block the ball, and when he jumped, he's a big kid. He's jumping forward, and he hit the quarterback. So when you get 2 steps to hit the quarterback. He didn't take 2 steps. He took 1 step, jumped, and hit the kid.
And one thing about Mac Monaco, he made that pass tough. He's a big guy. That's a lot of field of vision taking up for Whitback, as Whitback may not have been able to see where his receiver was because he had big Mac Monaco coming down.
Maybe watch for a fake here because, over the head, snap.
You have Kelvin McGillis, UTEC, and Huntinga chasing him down. The kick does get away. Will roll out of bounds. Good job from Simmer there. Chase down the poor snap and get it away.
To the 26, but what a recovery. What a recovery by that punter, because I saw a lot of green jerseys running at the punter, and the punter's like, I got to get the ball at least on the other side of 50.
Kelvin McGillis, UTEC, and Huntinga were chasing him down. Simmer though, something I saw in pregame, he is their punter. He can kick it. He can punt it deep, and maybe good for McBain as Simmer could have pinned them back deep.
Evart didn't get in the red zone again.
They did not. As we'll see a run from Ealing here. Evart will bring him down a loss of inches, half a yard, not very much, but it is a good stop. You'll see Ealing will check out here. Kelvin coming back in the game for McBain.
You can't get down on yourself if you're Ealing. You're not having a big game like you had against Beale City, Lake City.
But he's doing what matters.
Yep.
He's grinding out yards, as we'll see Rodenbaugh another run.
That's the same play from the previous big run by Rodenbaugh that got him in scoring position.
And something Evart give up 5 yards there, but they better contained it. And maybe that's something McBain, they want to keep going to Rodenbaugh on that inside run and draw Evart in. Draw him in.
Watch out for the play action pass here.
And then maybe later in the game, bring Ealing in for the deep run.
Yeah.
Evart packed in the box very tightly. It'll be a run to Kelvin McGillis. Get a gain of about a yard. 4th and 4.
And there's 2:30 left into the second quarter. 7-0 McBain.
Only one timeout McBain
One
has.
timeout McBain. It's 4th and 4. Punt the ball. Flip the field position. Make Evart drive the field again. Evart does have 3 timeouts, so Everett's trying to score before half.
And they are spreading their spreading people out. Two receivers far and near side, most likely a punt coverage, but you never know.
Maybe watch out for a quick curl route to the sticks to get a first down. Nope.
Rodenbaugh will punt it, and it is pretty deep. Evart back to return it. He mishandles the ball, and he'll slip past Kelvin McGillis, but not for long, as Kelvin held him up long enough
for his big
older brother to get there. Him and I believe it was Dwayne DeWitt got in there on the tackle.
And when Dan punted that, I didn't think it was going to go that far. And then you see it's on their 34-yard line. That's about 66 yards they have to go the field in a minute 49 to score.
With the defense who has been on a little bit hot streak. Dual receivers far in, near sideline for Whitback. Hopkins alongside him. He's got pressure in his face. He'll scramble left. Pass is complete. Defender is brought down very quickly by Huttinga. It is a first down.
And that play, if Ealing doesn't get caught up by one of the guards or center,
yeah,
that quarterback is getting hit.
Ealing came in from the linebacker position, and it looked like the guard and then the center squeezed together and stopped him from going through. We'll see a quick snap from Whitback. Step into the pocket. Pass is complete to Simmer. Gets past one, but Maloney and Huttinga will team up to bring him down. But 3 timeouts still left. Minute 25.
And the clock doesn't go on first downs. Once the chains are set, the clock goes. So,
Evart at McBain's 25. They are now, I would say, in scoring position.
But Everett's been here before. Can they finally knock the door down and get in that
This
zone?
is something you see from McBain. They're big leaders. They're seniors. They're big players. See what they have here. Pass is complete to Simmer again. Whitback kind of got the hot hand here.
He was tackled in bounds. The clock doesn't stop. The clock is going. There's a minute left. So
55 seconds left to go. Trip receivers left, single receiver right. Whitback will keep it himself. He's running right. He'll slip past 2. It'll be Ealing, bring him down. There's a flag thrown about maybe on the tackle.
Are they going to get him for a helmet-to-helmet contact?
It was, I'm not quite sure. It looked like Whitback kind of dropped low. Ealing came in. It'll be up to the officials' decision. They are conferring.
Since they're inside, it looks like they're inside 10. They only can go half of what
half
the
the
penalty.
distance to the goal. Helmet to helmet.
Yeah, helmet to helmet.
Against McBain.
But they can't go to the 1 yard line. They can only go to half.
So
5 yard line now.
They will put them at first and goal
And
at the 5 yard line.
going. Clock is going because he was tackled in bounds.
40 seconds left. Whitback with Calderon to his right. Trip receivers out left. He'll motion Simmer back across.
Quarterback keeper.
Whitback will keep it himself. He'll scramble up the middle. Touchdown, Evart.
32 seconds. Everett's got to kick the extra point to tie it. McBain.
We have seen in the past this
You
season,
can throw the ball.
or they have some speed on return. We have seen Austin Ealing on kick returns, get into space, not necessarily score a touchdown, but just get the ball to the 50 and put
McBain
Dottie in a
can
chance
get
to
the
make
ball
a play.
to the 50, between the 40 of their own and the 50, McBain's looking good for field possession. 30 seconds.
And that
the
could be,
the clock doesn't start until the returner moves.
And
like catches it and then moves.
we will see a kick from Evart. Timeout.
Reese Ransom. Timeout Evart. So they're gonna rethink this. 7-6. McBain leads. 2-point conversion. No, that's got to be out.
Evart has a trusty kicker. I feel like you stick with what you know most likely will work. But something for McBain, they'll get this ball back. About 30 seconds left. This could be, depending on the return and the play, this could be a test for McElhaney. How far can he kick?
Guess who gets the ball in the second half? McBain. So, Evart scored here. If they don't make this extra point, if there's a bobble on snap, if something happens where they don't make it, it's 7-6, potentially going into half. But there is also the potential of McBain getting a good return and potentially going to Everett's side of the field for scoring chances. McBain still has that one timeout.
Yep.
And nobody wants to go to halftime with timeouts in their pocket.
It is good by Maloney to save that. He still does have timeouts. Maloney is a very experienced coach. Knows what he's doing in these types of situations, and we'll see. He's got players he trusts to make big plays. Dottie, his running backs, get good wide receivers, a good offensive
big
line.
Play from Ealing. If McBain doesn't score in this first half, I'd watch for Ealing to make a big play in the second half.
And we'll see the kick from Ransom. Big kick. It is away.
Good. That's good.
And something we could see, depending on the kickoff,
Are they
McBain did bring up JV players. McBain has Elijah Baker, real speed. If they wanted to, they have some speed that Evart may not be expecting. Maybe utilize it, send him down the field, test. Dottie, how far can you throw the ball? And just see.
Or you bring Baker or one of your running backs in and do a swing pass to your running back. Let them get into space and go make a play. Make the play.
Let the running backs make the
try
play.
And score in the 30 seconds.
It all depends here, though, on the kickoff. You have your wombo combo. Dan Rodenbaugh, Kaden McGillis will be back to return it, but will Evart kick it to him?
And some of them penalties were just mentally mistakes, like the helmet-to-helmet contact. If the kid's going down in a tackle, it happens.
It happens.
But if it's purposefully, that's just a mistake that needs to get thrown out the back door because this is playoff
It's
football.
not you're not skilled enough. It's just a mental mistake, and those are fixable. You can fix mental mistakes, and we'll see if they are able to reduce the amount of penalties in the second half because it is 7-7. Still 30 seconds left in the first half. We haven't hit halftime yet.
Watch for the kick this side. Watch for him to bounce it this way to try and get it.
I would maybe kick away from Evart. It is to Rodenbaugh, and he will return it. He will push through some defenders, get knocked out of bounds, close to the McBain 40-yard line.
What if you're Pat Maloney, what are you calling? You going to halftime okay with a 7-7 lead?
I don't think the experiences I've had with Pat Maloney, I don't think he likes to sit. I think he likes to get up and do things, and I think that's something we'll see here from this offense. They'll want to do something. UTEC is in the backfield.
Watch for Ealing up the middle.
Ealing, McLean far side, McGillis near side. He will get the ball to him, and he will get out of bounds. Smart play from McGillis and Dottie.
22 seconds left at the 45. The clock doesn't start. If you can get it within the 30, that's about a 40-yard field goal. If you can get it to the 25-yard line, you're looking good for a kick. That's about a 30-yard field goal.
See what Maloney can draw up here. Dottie looking to throw. He'll throw it to McGillis again. McGillis is going straight for the sideline. Did he get it?
Yep. First down. And you're at the 50. You got to throw one. These quick curls, you're going to have Dan Rodenbaugh act like he's going to go block again like he usually does, and then he's just going to take off on a dead sprint for Dottie to hit.
And they are focusing right side. They do have McLean, Ealing,
They're-
far side who do have some
And
speed.
it
Maybe.
looks- in the cornerback matchup and wide receiver matchup is Ealing Calderon. That's going to be one big matchup down there.
And Dottie's looking for it. He'll go to Rodenbaugh, incomplete, almost intercepted by the quarterback, Whitbeck. Well,
And-
quarterback
yeah,
on
yeah,
offense,
yep.
safety on
And
defense.
what I just tell you, Kyle, they're going to go slant or curl, streak. Now,
13 seconds.
Watch for a curl or something to try and get to the first down.
And they are
Huttinga goes in for Dustin McLean. Watch for the jump ball that far side to Huttinga.
Huttinga is a very good. Here's the ball, go and get it type
Yep,
of
yep.
receiver. Put
And
it in the air.
there's a
He does
timeout.
have a size matchup. You correct?
And
Maloney
he's
Dottie going deep to Rodenbaugh, just out of the reach. 8 seconds left. Still time.
Hey,
If that was
great play call by Coach Maloney there. Great play call.
And something-
You've got to try score before halftime. Try and go up possession on Evart here.
and something pass incomplete, but you can't get on Rodenbaugh for not trying. He put everything in it. He jumped high. He reached as far as he
It probably
could.
skinned his fingers on both sides. Watch it for the middle because they don't have a deep safety.
Everett will take a timeout. I think they saw that, saw something they didn't like in the defense, and or maybe themselves. They want to put some pressure on Maloney. Maloney still has his timeout. 8 seconds left. He's got Dottie, who has experience. Part-time quarterback last year, full-time quarterback this year. Very good skill. Can read the defense very well. And Dottie's got weapons to throw to. Huttinga, Ealing, Rodenbaugh, Caden McGillis, Dustin McLean even. There's a lot of weapons that Maloney and Dottie could use here, and we'll just have to see what they decide, as we'll see Ealing and Huttinga go far side of the field, Rodenbaugh, McGillis near side of the field,
And Evert-
Utek in the back.
And Everett doesn't have a deep safety. Watch for Rodenbaugh to try and do a post route towards the middle of the field here.
And we'll see Dottie drop back to pass. He'll take it himself. He'll throw deep
He's
to
got McGillis.
Caden. McGillis has got it. That is a touchdown, McBain.
No, he's calling him. Oh, wait. Is he calling him out at the 5 or is he calling touchdown?
If he calls him out at 5, was there time left on the clock?
No. Or no, maybe he was just saying he caught it there.
They're celebrating, I believe, touchdown McBain.
Touchdown McBain. And when the ref stopped at the 5-yard line,
I thought he called him.
I thought he called him out. But touchdown. But what a play call, because when you're in cover 2 and you're Everett, your safety can only cover either Daniel Rodenbaugh or Caden McGillis. And Dottie, what a throw. What a throw on the money.
And one thing about Dottie is he is a quarterback. Most quarterbacks in that situation may have looked to get out wide and use their legs here, as we'll see. McElhenney's kick is good. Dottie there. Most quarterbacks would have maybe looked to use their legs. Dottie said, no, I know I'm not beating anyone. I'm going to step in the pocket. If I get hit, I get hit. I'm putting this ball perfectly where Caden can catch this, and he did.
And most coaches would have been like, I tied with the number 1 seed in our district. We're going to half. Knee the ball. Let's go. Pat Maloney? No. We're the number 1 seed. We're at home. We're going for the end zone. I don't care if it's 7-7. I can throw an interception, and it goes to half. I'm getting the ball in the second half no matter what. And being up 14-7 now for McBain, you just brought the momentum to your side. You start with the ball. You can go run the 12 minutes off the third quarter, score again. That's a 2-possession game, Kyle. And kickers aren't accurate. If Evert misses an extra point, if they score again, and they miss an extra point, they have to go for a 2-point conversion at 1 point. Nobody's going to stay in pat with being tied here.
And Maloney, aggressive coach, aggressive pays off, able to get the touchdown. That offensive line Rodenbaugh, all 5 offensive line, really everyone on the field on that offense in that second quarter came to life. Because in the first quarter, I believe it ended 0-0.
It was 0-0.
Deadlock. No team ever looked like they could score, but no team really had an amazing opportunity to score. In the second quarter, both teams came to life, really, as it is 14-7, 21 points combined scored in 12 minutes. That's something you don't often see from 2 teams that didn't put up points in the first quarter.
And in week 2, McBain was up 21-7, or 21-6. My bad. They missed Evart missed the extra point, and McBain just piled it on from there. I'm not saying that's going to happen again, but if McBain can hold out to win this game, that's going to bring a shock to this school because the cross-country team just went to states. The volleyball just won districts and now are in regionals. It's playing for a district championship potentially next week at home. There's no better feeling than hopefully winning a championship. Another one.
And McBain, they've done so well to overcome, and it shows their grit, their senior leadership, and we saw it. Dottie, Rodenbaugh, and Caden McGillis leading the charge and bringing them back, and doing so well to get McBain in the lead they have.
And I don't know how many years it's been. McBain was so close last year against St. Francis and lost for a district championship. This year, they have the potential, if they can keep up this momentum here against a good Evart team. They won their way here. Evart beat a Houghton Lake team. That Houghton Lake put up the first points against Oscoda all year. And even though it was 6 points against Oscoda, Houghton Lake still deserved to be here because they won their games. Evart is a good football team. All these teams McBain's going to run into are good football teams. There won't be a bad football team that McBain runs into.
Yeah, one more thing I just want to say before we do go into halftime break. Something I want to point about this McBain team. They're young. They have 5 seniors on offense, and a lot of sophomores and juniors. And it's something that they're doing amazing this year, and next year we could see the same. And I just think that's something to look forward to if you are from McBain and want to see McBain succeed. But I think that's good first half from both teams. That will be us for halftime.
And when we come back, we'll have an update score on Beaverton, Oscoda on the other half of the bracket.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back after halftime. Okay.
Hello and welcome back to the start of the second half of the Evart McBain playoff game. Score is currently McBain 14, Evart 7 after a first half. First quarter, deadlock, no one scored. Second quarter, both teams really erupted.
And that's just McBain getting to rush off. Evert getting into focus of what the field feels like. And it's gonna be interesting second half of what Evert can do.
Rodenbaugh will return the kick for McBain. He is driving, pushing back the Evart defenders. He'll be brought down by a bunch of Wildcats at the McBain 45-yard line. First and 10 for McBain. Dottie under center. He'll give it to Rodenbaugh. He'll be brought down after a gain of about 2.
And we're gonna watch McBain run this ball and try and run off most of the clock of this third quarter, and try to build on their lead by scoring, but also running clock away to kind of preserve their lead right now.
And we'll see if McBain tries to just wear down Evart, as Evart has stacked the box a lot of players. Rodenbaugh with the run. He's fighting for those extra yards. The big line getting behind him.
And Evert stood him up right there. But it's only third down. Third and about
Four.
Four.
Third down and 4.
And watch for the run to the outside. Everett's expecting it up the middle with Dan Rodenbaugh here. Kick it outside with Ealing, or sorry, one of the McGillises.
McGill squared in that backfield. We will see Kelvin with the run, looking to get outside. His older brother Caden and Dan Rodenbaugh blocking for him, but Kelvin will be brought down for a loss of about half a yard maybe. Big stop though from Evart to see the run and get up in the gaps in between both blocking backs. And we'll see some subs come on here. Looking like McBain most likely will punt it here, 4th and about 5.
4th and 5 on the not kind of a failed run there. He just their defense pursued this way towards the sideline and kind of stopped McGillis in his tracks when one of them made a tackle.
We will see.
Kind of a shank punt towards the sideline to avoid the big return here by Evart.
Evart will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. This will be the first drive of the second half. We'll see if they can capitalize on McBain being forced to punt, and if Evart can put up points here.
And score update out of Beaverton and Oscoda game is 21-21 at half was the last I knew.
Pass from Whitback to Cauldron, incomplete. Be 2nd and 10 from the Evart 30.
And you notice Everett's going back to the quick curl routes.
Whitback alongside Hopkins in the backfield. Dual receivers, far and near sideline. Hopkins right behind Whitback, and Whitback will fake the run and pass out. Incomplete, intended for number 23, Braden Cass.
And Evart had that play call. The quarterback just kind of dropped it when he threw it. He kind of like threw it towards the ground. That's why that was an incomplete pass. 3rd and 10 here. Watch for another pass here.
Whitback in the backfield. Hopkins alongside. Dual receivers far and near sideline. passing formation. Wetback dropping back. He will throw across the middle. It is caught by Calderon. He kind of just slid and caught the ball and stopped.
And that-
Miguel's able to down him.
And Ealing kind of undercut the ball, thought it was going to be a lower pass, just out of his reach, and McGill's was too far to the left of the ball to come back and catch the ball.
It is now 1st and 10 for Evart at their own 46-yard line. Wetback will keep it himself. He'll scramble left and throw it across the middle. May have been tipped by Ealing.
And I just noticed at near the last second, it looks like Daniel Rohrenbaugh is playing quarterback spy. His only objective is don't let the quarterback get outside the pocket to make a big play on his feet.
And that could be something if Evart does not. If that is the case, that is what he is doing, and Evart does not notice. Rodenbach could take advantage of that.
Because Rodenbach is on the short side of the field. Matt Utek is on the far side. So them two are switching.
We'll see a blitz from McBain. Wetback will keep it himself up the middle. He will almost.
He got upended there.
Yeah, I don't. A McBain defender kind of got low, and they kind of met, and Wetback went in the air. Luckily, came down with no injuries. We don't want everyone to go home happy with no injuries. That would be
in
preferred.
high school, you cannot hurdle. So if he would have tried to jump over a defender there, that would have been a flag. And so if you jump to kind of avoid a tackle, it's okay, but you can't try and hurdle a player.
So we'll see. Wetback will throw it to Simmer, and he'll pitch it to Calderon. And Huttinga, what a almost shoelace tackle.
And you're going to expect this out of Evart. They're going to pull out some trick plays because Evart hasn't, ever since Pat Maloney took over, Evart has not beaten McBain. Everett's 0-7 against McBain. Everett's trying to rewrite that ship right now. And a little hook and ladder action, that's going to be fine.
And on that play, Simmer caught the ball. He was not going anywhere. I don't know if
That was a design play.
Calderon running up the sideline. Simmer a little pitch to Calderon, and Calderon able to go down the sideline. Almost got to the end zone, but Huttinga was able to get there. And it is a handoff to Calderon. He'll get into the end zone. Touchdown. One thing I'm gonna come back to the pocket. We see Whitback takes a snap. Him and Calderon both got the ball. It is Whitback here who makes a huge play and gives it to Calderon, because UTEP committed to Whitback and went to the quarterback. And Whitback smart saw it, gave it to
It's
Calderon.
that Pine River offense from previous that was so dominant when they had all the good players. But this Evart team, it's just going to be, here you go, Kyle. If the end's coming towards me, you're taking the ball as far as you can go. If he's coming for you, I'm taking the ball as far as I can go. It's going to be a back and forth type game here for the offense of Evart.
That's a big play from Evart to get within 1 point and see if they can tie it up here on the kick. It looks good.
Good.
It is good. That ties the game 14-14.
And if you're Pat Maloney, do you think about that first drive coming out of the half? You kind of just put the car in neutral and sat there. It's time to pull it out of neutral, put it in drive, and go score a touchdown here, because you cannot allow this Evart offense to get the ball back without you having points on the board.
And maybe that is something from the McBain offense that maybe they got a little cocky and said, we can stop them on defense. We don't need to score. And maybe that if that is the case, that's something you got to fix up, and you've got to look at it differently. You've got to look. Everett's a good team. We're a good team. We both have to play good, and we'll see if McBain goes on offense with that sort of mindset. And on the kickoff, we will see a little change up. Eli Baker will be back in alongside Caden McGill's back to return.
That's in case he's got some speed.
With Rodenbaugh in front of him, a good lead blocker. If Evart does kick this left, this could be a scary sight for Evart.
I'd watch for him to bring it towards the sideline. No,
they do kick it away from them. It'll be, I believe, Rico
Vergara. Yep.
It is number 4 Rico on the kick reception. That will bring the McBain offense onto the field. 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. We'll see Ealing check back into the game.
And they're not in the T formation, Kyle. You're going to watch for a pass here
I
to
could
be something special.
maybe catch the defense off guard, maybe a UTEC run. He doesn't run it often. That will not be the case. Dottie will fake a pass and check it down to Dustin McLean.
He double faked there. You get the corner. Dustin McLean's not the person you see every week getting a catch. So he's just out there in case the ball does come in his way. He's going to catch it and basically drop to get 5 yards. And Dottie kind of faked it into the middle towards Ealing. That corner came in. So McLean just kind of caught it, fell.
And we'll see what Dottie has here. Same formation. Good block from UTEC. Dottie going down the field. McGillis has got some space. Incomplete. Good pass block by number 5, Bryson Shively.
And Dottie had 20 yards. 20 yards of open field in front of him to take and run. But Dottie was trying to go for the big play because most quarterbacks doesn't like to take it in. And if he takes that, you're looking good. You got a first down. You got more. It's going to be nice if you can get that.
Maybe Dottie not confident in his running ability. Decide go downfield, maybe not exactly where McGillis wanted it. Incomplete, great pass deflection by Evart, as we'll see Dottie scramble right. And he will chuck it over the middle to Rodenbaugh.
Nobody's over there.
Block from McLean. Second block from McLean, just trying to get Rodenbaugh any space he can get. That he'll be brought down inside the Evart 20-yard line.
I can't do that, Kyle. That is an accurate pass, running right, throwing back across the body to Daniel Rodenbaugh, who's standing there like, hey, I'm open. And then he darts off towards the Evart sideline because he knows Dottie's rolling right. All the defense is coming to the right side, so you got an open lane over to the left.
And something there, Rodenbaugh kind of was running the opposite direction. He had to reach back. He reached back, got it, and then you have McLean, who's mostly a route runner. He was able, not necessarily block, just get in the way, stop the defenders from getting there, as we'll see a short pass to Rodenbaugh. It'll be a gain of about 4, 2nd down and 6, inside the Evart 20-yard line.
And, this offensive line and Matt UTEC are phenomenal blocking for Deacon Dottie. Dottie knows when he has a clock in his head saying, oh, I got about 200 hundredths of a second left in this pocket before I have to get out. And the line's doing a good job, not holding, not causing penalties. They're giving him enough blocking so he can get out and then
we'll see a
jump
deep
ball
pass.
to McGillis. Oh.
Incomplete. McGillis there, he had to turn his body away from where he wanted to be. Not quite able to bring it in. That's happens. But it's how you react to that situation is what determines whether you're a good football team.
Good play call because you had Rodenbaugh and all the receivers over there, and it kind of looked like they were shifting that way. This looks like a Matt UTEC run up the middle. Timeout McBain, but that's a good play call on the last play because Caden McGillis is one tall dude, and he has a height advantage over the corner of Evart. So go give him that 50-50 ball to try and get. It just hit his left hand before he could bring it in and catch it.
And one thing about this this blocking for McBain, of course you have that offensive line, but you have Matt UTEC, who's primarily a defensive outside linebacker, rusher type player. On offense, he comes in to block, and he puts his body on the line. He just gets in the way. He just gets in the way of the defenders. He'll block him, put the defenders on the ground, and just give Dottie enough time to get the ball to his receiver.
Let's see if I have a score update.
Both teams will come take the field again. 3rd and about 7 inside the Evart 20-yard line. On the previous play, McBain went for the touchdown pass, not able to get it. They're back in the T formation. They want to run it, and they got Dottie under center. McGillis is in the backfield along with Rodenbaugh. And Dottie scrambling, gets past one. Pass is incomplete, deflected by Simmer.
If you're McBain, 4th and 7, 15-yard line, Tristan McElhaney.
This is somewhere where I think you trust the kicker, and we will see those McElhaney in those bright neon shoes. He'll
Watch
take the
for
field.
A potential fake, though.
And something we saw a few weeks ago, there was a mishandled snap, and Caden McGillis had to throw it for the extra point.
And
could they maybe design a play where, because McGillis can throw a little bit, but we'll not see that here. We'll see McElhaney's kick. It is good.
I don't know the last time I've seen a McBain kick a field goal in a football game. A long time ago. But 17-14, Evart has a kicker. If Evart can get in field goal range, they can tie it up again or potentially take the lead here. But can McBain answer with the defense? They had big plays offense. Can the defense step up here?
This games and football games are won on drives like these. It's a close game. McBain here happens to be up 3 points, but 3 points isn't easily make-upable. And this is about whether the defense of McBain or the offense of Evart steps up. Whose leaders are better? Who wants to win more?
Who wants to not have their season end, basically? I get there's still about 18 minutes left in this game. 12 in the fourth quarter and 6:25 here in the third. It's going to become play for play game. It means one play after another, it could decide this game. And who's going to make these big plays to propel their team to victory?
Indeed, as we'll see. Evart already prepared for a kickoff. McBain will break the huddle. It'll be McElhaney kicking off from the McBain 40-yard line.
And Evart, they brought three players back, and in case they kick it short, I'd kick it deep.
McElhaney, he can do a lot. He can kick it short. He can kick it deep, and I believe kick both-footed. We'll see.
Yep.
He fakes it. Maybe missed it, but that is something. It did not work out. But we saw that a few weeks ago. I
don't know which team.
It's slipping my mind, but
onside kick that bounces just enough for Tristan to get it at the 50. And what a play call! Why not go for it if you're the coordinator for the special teams? Playoff football. Expect the unexpected.
And that's McElhaney not quite able to get there, but he's good, and I'm sure he'll make up for it, as I believe Calderon in the backfield with Whitback. Whitback will throw it outright. He's got his receiver. I believe that is Braden Cass. It is a first down for Evart after the pass reception.
And McBain's playing a soft coverage. They're not going to be uptight on you. They're going to give you the free 5-yard catch. But watch for the linebacker to kind of slide over that way next time for an interception.
And something maybe, as we'll see, Simmer, he'll get the run here as he was in motion, be brought down by Brant Monaco, gain of about 1 second on 9. Maybe something McBain realizes is they aren't the fastest in the secondary, and Evart has speed. Maybe that softer coverage, drop back a little bit, let Evart get the shorter gain so you can guarantee a tackle, and maybe
but you got to watch for the deep ball.
You do have to watch the deep ball as Whitback will drop back to pass. He'll throw right. It is complete. Tackle is by number 1, Brock Maloney. I believe that is Cass on the reception. It is number 23, Braden Cass.
3rd and about 4. And Evert's driving the ball. I mean, they got great field position to start. But you can't keep passing that. somebody's going to just read that and just come up and smoke the player.
We'll see Wetback. He'll keep it himself, trying to find a hold. There's not much there. Looks like he'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage.
It looks like it's going to be about a 4th and 2. Knock inside the 25-yard line of McBain. What do you call it, Kyle? Do you go for the field goal, or are you going for it? 4th and 2. You get stopped. McBain has the ball back.
I think you have to. I think you go. If I'm coach here, I'm going for it. I trust my guys. I trust my quarterback. Whitback knows what he's doing.
Watch the quarterback draw or the option play that just they sit there for about 2 seconds and then somebody just takes off with it.
As
Calderon's
Whitback-
in the backfield here.
Whitback will keep it himself. Got Simmer to block. Rodenbaugh is chasing him down. Whitback will get across the line. First down.
And there goes a helicopter across.
1st and 10 for Evart. Something Rodenbaugh was on the near sideline. I've never seen a linebacker go around, chase down a quarterback like that. He wasn't able to get there, but that just shows the type of players that McBain has leading them. Rodenbaugh, Caden McGillis, they don't back down easily. When they get pushed back, they push back harder, and we'll see what this defense has. Evart 1st and 10. Whitback will send Simmer in motion. Play is blown dead. False start.
False start against Evart, so that'll be 1st and 15 from the 20-yard line.
Flags like that can really just be a drive killer.
And McBain needs to take advantage here because you know they probably aren't going to run it. But you got to watch for that quarterback draw that's so deadly that Evart has.
This is, from what I remember from the week 2, Evart versus McBain. McBain on the scoreboard looked like they dominated. They necessarily didn't. On defense, when Whitback had the ball on offense, he proved he could do a lot of different things, and we're seeing that here today. As we see a huge rush from UTEC, push
and
it
he's just getting rid of that.
That was a ton of McBain defenders, notably number 11 Matt Utek and 74 Brant Bonico, forcing Whitback just to get rid of it. Try not to take the sack.
One thing I've noticed is McBain's not kind of containing. McBain's just sending the outside. If McBain could get 1 or 2 players to contain, keep the run inside, force it back inside, you got 6 dudes coming that are mean.
Yeah, as we see trip receivers left,
Screen
solo
this
receiver right, Whitback in the backfield with Hopkins. Whitback will keep it himself, fake the pitch, cutting back up the middle. He'll be brought down after he gains the first down. Whitback looked like a gazelle there, dancing between the defenders and tiptoeing to get that first down.
And if you're McBain, call a blitz. Call the blitz right here. Because if you get one of them linebackers coming up and he hits him, there could be a fumble that is forced.
And we'll see what pace in this defense decide to go with.
Don't send the blitz here with them spreading you out. I know they don't.
I believe McBain will call a time. Yeah, McBain will take a timeout. They didn't like what they saw on defense. Maybe
it's a momentum stopper. Call timeout. Evart can have all the momentum right now, but it's who can make these next plays on the 4-yard line. McBain's already stopped Evart once on the 1-yard line. So, is McBain gonna bend but not break?
And it's something we'll see. The defensive line, notably, has been a little quiet recently, and I think you've wanna. Yes, you've had some UTEC, Bonico putting some pressure on, but they haven't really came up and made a stop. Like got in his face, the quarterback and running back's face, and I think right now,
if you
this close to goal, the who controls whether Evart scores here or not will be this defensive line.
And if you can just hit the quarterback, don't let him get 5 yards downfield because that'd be a touchdown. But hit him behind the line and say, we're still here and we're still ready to play, and not allow them to keep just kind of gazelling around and kind of working their way through the defense. Hit them behind the line, get the defensive line push here to make a stand.
And we'll see what happens here, whether Everett is able to convert first and goal at about the 5-yard line.
And
They're spreading the ball out.
they're spreading the defense out so they can go with their little run in the middle. So watch for the blitz up the middle.
Whitbeck alone with Calderon in the backfield. He'll give it to Calderon. He's going up the middle. He'll be met by, I believe that was Ealing, but he will get through. Touchdown, Everett. And something I said during that break, the defensive line dictates that, and I think if I am being completely honest, I think that offensive line of Everett pushed a little bit harder. I think
Everett has that little kicker that this is the Highland Conference champs right here. We're playing in the playoffs. It's that kicker that we lost to these guys and we got embarrassed. It's time to step it up and show our true potential.
And at the goal line, we saw Ealing kind of get trucked through by Calderon, and Ealing maybe just wasn't prepared for him. Calderon said, no, I want this touchdown, and he got it. And we'll see Ransom's kick here. It is
good. And that 4-point game is not that bad. That's better than being down 7, because a touchdown here makes it about a 3-ish point game. And you haven't seen Everett kick a field goal yet. You've seen McBain kick a field goal. You know Tristan can kick field goals. Everett hasn't showed that potential yet, so it could potentially come down to a field goal.
And something during this break, I just kind of want to applaud Everett, because at this time, week 2, they were out of the game, and McBain had controlled, and they have they've battled their way back in the conference. They've got to this point in the playoffs, and they said, we're not going down easy. They're winning. They're beating the
Highland Conference champs.
Highland Conference champs right now by 4 points, 21-17. Where all season this McBain team looked like the powerhouse. Everett maybe here exploiting. They're not as strong as they may seem.
And I think the 2-week break McBain had since Manistee and Farwell canceled due to COVID. McBain kind of took the break as needed to heal up. But that's also costly because you can't play at a high percentage of football out back in the practice field.
As we'll see, it was a deep kick, but a low. As we'll see, Caden McGillis has got some space. 2 defenders whip back. Cast back to stop him, and they will. But what an energizing play from Caden McGillis. A leader on this team. I said it time and time again. He can make big plays, and he has done it here. He picked the ball up at his 20-yard line and ran.
Right there, he was not gazelling around like Danny Whitbeck does for Everett. He knew where he had to get. He knew where he needed to be, and that was on Everett's side of the field. Not back here starting on terrible field position. This is amazing field position on the 25, almost in the red zone. And we're going T formation. Run up the middle, Daniel Rodenbaugh.
We'll see. Dottie gives it to Rodenbaugh. He will stumble down at gain of about 4. And on that big kick return, something I said Whitbeck, they're moving like gazelles. Caden McGillis on their kick return. He looked like a semi on the freeway. He was going 75. He was pedal to the metal. He was moving.
And Everett's kind of lucky to have 2 deep guys, because if they don't stay back, McGillis has free range of which part of the end zone he wants to have some real estate in.
As we'll see another Rodenbaugh run. It'll be a gain of about 2 or 3. 3rd down and 3 for McBain.
I'm waiting for that play action pass call to Brock Maloney. Brock's going to be waiting in that end zone, just waiting for Dottie to hit him in the breadbasket.
And something I'm maybe thinking, send a running back out to catch it. But we'll see what they decide. Kelvin McGillis specifically, on the run, fighting for those extra yards. It will be close. I believe he is short of the 1st down.
It looks like he's right on the 15. 4th and
about an index card.
Yeah. They're bringing out the measurement. And, they called a 1st down.
It is first
So-
down. That is huge for McBain because 4th and inches, you never know what can happen. Because the Everett defense could have came down hard, but we won't we won't have to know what happens as we'll see.
But
Caden
there's
McGillis with the run.
And he's found his real estate there in the end zone. He knew. And great call by Pat Maloney. You just had Caden McGillis return the ball about 40-ish yards to great field position. Let the man finish his job.
Now, what a sequence from Caden McGillis. You're right. He did buy real estate. That's beachfront property, and he wanted it. He bought it. He's settling down in there, and I think he likes the view from there.
But now you got Evart. Evart, they got to answer back. There's 2 minutes left in the third quarter, plus 12 more minutes of football. This is some good playoff football here. McElhaney has not missed. Reese Ransom for Everett, their kicker, has not missed extra points. It's going to be the first one to make the biggest mistake, and it's going to be costly.
McElhaney so far providing something, like you said earlier, something McBain has not had in a long time. A kicker who can put it through the uprights time and time again, and he's proved what a valuable resource he is to this football team.
And no hate against Tristan McElhaney. Imagine if he would have played last year. Imagine the games McBain could have won because of him. No, he's free to do whatever he wants. But a senior, why not try football? Senior year, let's try it. Let's be the kicker.
And
He's made some amazing tackles this year, and he's basically won games for McBain.
he has, and he may be the kicker, but he is one of the most important players on this team. He is a leader. He joins that kind of ranking with Dan Rodenbaugh and Caden McGillis as players you look to in close games.
You don't hear his name mentioned a lot in the papers. It's always the Dan Rodenbachs, the Caden McGillis. No hate against them. They're phenomenal players. But if Tristan McElhaney, if McBain holds on and wins by 4 points or less, thank Tristan McElhaney for kicking the ball.
He's one of those
upright.
unsung heroes for McBain as Kelvin McGillis misses the tackle, and Everett's returner Gavin Simmer will stumble out of bounds for Evert. Someone, I said his name a few times. Kelvin McGillis kind of gone quiet here these past few drives.
I'm waiting for not Matt Utek, Kelvin McGillis or Layden Ealing or Carson Huntinga to make a play this drive. One of them three are going to make a play this drive, and you're going to hear this McBain sideline, the stands and on the field, erupt.
And something maybe it could be Huttinga here, as I think Whitbeck wants to go deep. He will throw it short, incomplete, just bounce straight off. I believe that's Cass's hands. Unfortunate for Everett, 2nd and 10, but they do want to pass, and maybe I believe out of those players, it could be Huttinga that makes a play. It is 2nd and 10, minute 54 left to go in the third quarter. What a tight game so far. As dual receivers far and near sideline. Hopkins in the back with Whitbeck. Whitbeck will throw it quickly out wide to Cass. Cass has got some speed. He will get pushed out of bounds by Kelvin McGillis after getting the first down and more. And something Everett has had been going for them is McBain's missed tackles.
One key player missing for McBain's defense right now is cornerback Austin Ealing. I mean, he's playing both sides of the ball, so a break you can expect. But after this big drive by Everett, I won't be shocked to see him back on the field. Deep ball.
Caden McGillis in coverage. It was him and number 14, Simmer, challenging for the ball just out of the reach of both players. And you're right, Ealing hasn't really been involved here on the defensive end. And maybe that is due to the fact that maybe they plan something for him on the offensive end.
Or 2 weeks off, cramps, or he could have tweaked something he's not sure about. There's so many unknowns, but he's one key to this defense.
As you'll see, Calderon alongside Whitbeck. Calderon will get the ball. he'll be almost dragged to the first down marker by one of his linemen. Calderon kind of skipped a tackle and was falling in. Everett player just helped him get there. It is 3rd and about 2. McBain just, I feel like
It's going to be that quick out route.
I feel like McBain are not wrapping up good. They're letting Everett get out wide a little bit too much, and we'll see what they have here. As I say that, Rodenbaugh came in like a bullet, able to bring Calderon down before he got to the first down marker. 4th and inches, and who do we see enter the game?
Big
Mac
Bonico.
Bonico. He is someone who, if Everett wants to run up the middle, Mac Bonico is going to say
And
no.
there's less than a minute to go in this quarter. And we're going to watch a hard count right here. Hard count to draw somebody offsides.
Whitbeck will keep it himself. He's going right. Maybe a hold there. No call. Whitbeck will scramble out of bounds there after getting the first down and some.
If you're Ryan Pace, you got to switch something up here. You can't keep being okay with 5 dudes coming in. You got to send a blitz. You got to mix it up. And because McBain has the lead right now. 28 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Everett's almost in the red zone, but at the 24 with a first down. If they score here,
We'll see.
they just
Whitbeck
take the momentum.
out wide to Hopkins. He'll be pushed out of bounds. And something right now with the game, only 3-point difference. It's not necessarily, in my opinion, the score doesn't matter. It's about effort. It's about team tactics. It's about what the coaches and the leaders do to upend the opponent in what they're trying to
Everett's
do.
going to be okay going down at the 21, down 3 points. 4th quarter, it's going to be who makes the first big play, Kyle. And McBain, their kick return, their special teams has played a big factor. Everett's offense has played a big factor. Where's the middle ground going to come?
And
with the stop.
And right now, McBain does look like they are bending heavily. Maybe just this quarter break could be very useful as we see the ball switch ends. One thing here, it's 24-21. McBain does have the lead, but if one team puts up points and then gets a big stop on the defensive end, that could be the game decider, really, and that's big, and something that just comes down to not necessarily skill or our height or strength, just willingness to want to win, to push back harder, and we'll see what these teams come out with.
And I still haven't got a score update from the Beaverton Oscoda game. But the last I knew, it was 27-21 somebody. And the winner of this game faces the winner of that game for a district championship.
And whoever wins this game will deserve to win it. They have both teams have fought hard, and they have fought back against each other, and it's gonna come down to it. And we'll see Whitbeck looking to throw. He's going deep over the middle. That is touchdown, Evart. That is Hopkins on the reception. So McBain blitzed, and
that's the blitz. They called up a blitz right there, and Ealing just didn't get through like he was supposed to. He was supposed to shoot through the gap, didn't. But 6 seconds just ran off the clock. Everett's only up 3, and I'd watch for a fake here.
One thing here
to go up to try and trim it to a field goal. If McBain scores here, a field goal can win it for him.
One thing that may not have necessarily been a lack of, like, the blitz was good. I think that Evart offensive line was tired of getting bullied, because during this game the blitzes have worked. They have let people through, and maybe they're tired of it. They stepped up. We'll see. The kick is no good. It was low. Maybe the snap hold was not quite right.
And maybe when the kicker went to put his plant foot down to kick it, maybe he twisted. It's real grass, real dirt. It's not like a turf that you see St. Francis play on. It's real stuff. So if your foot slips, your foot's slipping.
and that's big for McBain, as it only makes it a 3-point game, and with McElhenney, obviously you want touchdowns is the goal, but with McElhenney, he does almost give you that security almost, as he's proven he can do it, but Ransom for Evart, he hadn't missed either,
And the defense is upset at themselves. I saw some of them walk off the sideline, kind of upset at themselves for giving up that play. Shake it off. Shake it off. You still got 11 minutes to play, and it's going to be nice when McBain gets the ball and potentially has more good field position, because last time we saw Caden McGillis take it to the 25-yard line of Evart. You don't know what this game can give you. You just have to execute.
It is Baker and Caden McGillis back deep for McBain. Ransom kicking off for Evart.
And I wouldn't be shocked to see it kick this way. Oh, kicked it.
It is left. Baker will pick it up. He's going across the field. He's got some blockers. He'll cut it back. Be brought down by 3 Evart defenders. There's a flag after the play. Look like, I believe it'll be against McBain. Two McBain and an Evart player got into it.
The McBain player kind of gave the last shove.
That is something. That's a mental thing. That's something you've got to fix, and that's a real hurter for your offense, as they were almost at the 40, but that could be pushed back.
And we're not waiting for the call from the ref. It's going to be after the whistle.
Of course. It will be marched off against McBain. Personal foul. We'll see.
And McBain's going to go right to the pass.
UTEC, McLean check in for DeWitt, Maloney, and Calvin McGillis. No, McGillis. Kelvin will check off, and we see Austin Ealing check back in.
Wow. Oh, Evart switched up their defense. One deep safety, so it looks like they'll be playing man coverage. Watch for like a blitz or something out of Evart here, but watch for the short routes by McBain.
And there is maybe a little bit of size mismatch on the far side, and Dottie will go deep to Ealing. He will get it. What a catch!
And Ealing's not having the best game. We both can agree on that. He's not running the ball effectively. He's had cramps. He comes out. He wasn't on defense the last series, and he makes that catch. That man needs some claps for how good that play was.
What a throw from Dottie. Dottie read the whole field. There was good coverage on McGillis and Rodenbaugh, and he saw him, Ealing streaking down the field, Calderon on him, and that catch by Ealing was on his back shoulder. He had to turn, and he brought it down, which is huge, as we'll see Kelvin McGillis in motion. Dottie will scramble right. Big edge block from UTEC.
He's got McGillis open. Oh, just off his right hand. He went to catch it, and it kind of did the old Klapperooski and drop.
Something maybe you may get scared of is Caden McGillis. He's had 2 drop catches. You want to make sure he's staying confident in himself, because you don't want unconfident players.
I've seen Caden McGillis play sports. He's got all the confidence in the world, and he's showed it out this whole year. He's never gone down on himself, and he's the one to pick up his teammates after a mental mistake, and so is Deacon Dottie.
And we'll see what Dottie has here. He's throwing to McGillis. McGillis brings it in. He will try and fight for the extra yards. Big tackle by number 5, Bryson Shively.
And great play call there, and by Coach Maloney. Yeah, it's 3rd down and 6, but you went deep twice, and
maybe
go ahead.
Maybe that's a little. I know he's got confidence, but that's a confidence boost right there. Good catch, good route, and getting him close to the first down.
Watch Kelvin McGillis across the middle here.
Dottie will he will throw it to Rodenbaugh. What a play from Dottie.
And, at the start of this drive, you know what Coach Maloney probably said to Deacon Daddy? Go win this game right now. I know there's still 10 minutes left, but Coach Maloney, Coach Pace has all the confidence in their defense, and that's shown all year. They won the conference. They stopped Beale City. They can surely stop an Evart drive here. They don't have to stop all their Evart drives, but if they get one stop here, it could be a good game.
And Dottie recently looks like he was born to be a quarterback, moving swiftly in the pocket, putting the throws on the money, as we'll see Baker in motion. And Dottie will look to pass. He's scrambling left. He'll get rid of it. Incomplete. Good play by Dottie. He had forced to make the throw it out of bounds. He lost his footing.
He's lucky that wasn't
intentional grounding.
Yep, but Caden McGillis was on a in route towards this sideline, so he was in the area to catch it.
That was. I think maybe Dottie saw that. He saw. I know Caden's there, and I can get that out of bounds cleanly without the penalty.
was in the end zone, so.
As we'll see, dual receivers far and near sideline. Huttinga, Ealing near Rodenbaugh, McGillis far. Rodenbaugh come in motion to the near sideline, and Dottie will fake it going deep. It'll be sacked back in the backfield.
Yes.
That sacks are never good, but that may have been a good call because
he was trying to go deep, but noticed it was covered, so he didn't want to throw the interception. He took a sack, so it's about 3rd and 20 now. 3rd and 20, and Kelvin's going back in for Austin Ealing. Watch out for Kelvin McGillis across the middle to catch it and then run somebody over.
And you have Kelvin McGillis and Huttinga. They have good partnership, and Kelvin could block for Huttinga. Huttinga's got long strides, but we'll see a trick play. Kelvin's throwing. He's going deep to Rodenbaugh. Incomplete, but Kelvin
What
McGillis.
a play call. Throw out that trickery. It's 4th down and 20 on the 35.
And Kelvin
What
McGillis.
does Coach Maloney call it? You got to get 20 yards.
McGillis was the JV quarterback last year, and he was good at it. He was not a bad quarterback, and we see.
They had 2 weeks to work on that play.
Yeah.
That slipped out of Dan Rodenbaugh's hand, and Dan Rodenbaugh's not going to lose confidence. He knows he still has 9 minutes to make up for that play.
And Rodenbaugh, when Rodenbaugh is upset and mad at himself, is a scary man. He will make plays that you wouldn't normally see him make.
Watch for the jump ball to a player.
Huttinga could have a one-on-one matchup. They'll give it to Ken McGillis to throw deep. He's got Huttinga.
And he caught it, and he walks in.
Touchdown, McBain.
And I don't want to take away from anything, but it looked like Caden McGillis got clipped below the legs. There's no penalty, but it looked like he got hit below the legs, below the knees. So that's something to watch out for in case there could be an injury.
And
but
something I just want to say that was wonderful. And the McGillis brothers have proven they can run, they can catch, and they can throw. They both throwing it, and what a snag by Carson Huttinga.
You know what you asked me before the game even started? Why is Caden McGillis throwing? There's your answer, Kyle. There is your answer.
I've been proven wrong. During pregame, Caden McGillis was practicing throwing, and I can see why. What a throw, and Carson Huttinga, he got that ball. He reached in and got it, and we'll see McElhaney's kick is good. He remains perfect on the day.
Hey, and if Reese Ransom makes that last one for Evart, they're only down 3, but now they're down 4. They got to score.
And I just want to note something. I have never seen Pat Maloney so happy. After that kick went in, he was so happy. He was so excited that his players. A trick play doesn't always work. It sometimes ends badly, and that worked
The best known
beautifully.
coach in the Highland Conference to do trick plays against McBain is the guy on the other side, Pat Craven. He usually pulls 1 or 2 out. We saw the hook and ladder, but Pat Maloney dialed up his own trick play there. He said, let's sling it to the end zone here. Carson Huttinga was standing there open-armed. He had a defender. He just kind of went up, said thank you. I'll turn around and walk into the end zone for his real estate.
And something that Evart needs to put some points back up on the board to get the lead here. But McBain is infused with confidence here. No one's head is down. Their heads are up as high as they could possibly be, and that could be scary for Evart as McBain's full of confidence right now, and one more big play for McBain could kind of push them off the chart of confidence and just kind of propel them to a possible win.
And I still do not see a score update from the Oscoda Beaverton game. I'll keep looking.
As soon as that we do have an update, we will, of course, let you all know of the score or the outcome of that game. But we'll see. McElhenney's kick.
It looks like it's 33-27 Oscoda.
McElhenney's kick is deep. It will go out of bounds, which is an unfortunate flag. We'll bring it to the...
And the 25 or 35, not sure.
I'm not 100% sure, but that was a deep kick from McElhenney.
25. The Oscoda Beaverton game, 33-27. What a game! And that they're with 2 minutes left to go in their game, I believe. And Beaverton's losing, but I believe Beaverton has the ball. But Oscoda's looking for that rematch game. They potentially had that circled. They wanted McBain because they gave up that 12-point lead last time at half last year and lost 14-12.
Something here, Evart McBain, no matter who wins this game, they deserved it.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
both played amazing, and what and overcome from what we saw the first time.
And
A big loss for Evart. And
Evart doesn't have McBain spread out here. Here's the chance to send a blitz.
We'll see.
Oh, they're not
Whitbeck
even
is.
going down linemen.
Whitbeck will be forced to scramble right. He'll throw it to his receiver. Caught.
What a call by Pace, Coach Pace. He said, don't go down in your 3-point. Stand at 2, get ready to go. These guys aren't going to know where you're coming from. You could send a 6-man blitz and go around the 5 guys and get a sack. You don't know which way Mac Bonico, Brant Bonico, where they're going to come from.
And now on that previous play, that was very good reception from Pierce Johnson to get the feet in and get the ball moving. Whitbeck will go deep down the field to Simmer. He will slide down to avoid the tackle of Carson Huttinga and Kelvin McGillis. Kelvin may be coming up a little slow there. May have caught Simmer's helmet on the knee.
That's good recognition by Dan to think he felt he got held there. To talk to the official and say, here's what I thought I got, what'd you see? So that's going to be in the ref's eyes to watch from now on is a holding call or a penalty against a potential offense.
As we'll see Whitbeck drop back. Pressure here from Sycamore. Whitbeck will get away. He'll keep it himself. Utek's chasing him. Whitbeck will skip by him. He'll go out of bounds at the McBain 20-yard line. Whitbeck has got speed.
And McBain needs to change something up. You can't just keep letting them run outside. That's not football. That's just taking advantage of not good play calling. I'm not saying McBain's anybody's perfect at play calling. But if you spice things up, it's kind of like having bland food every now and then. It's going to be timeout McBain. That's their second charge of the half. So they have one left. We saw what happened last time when they had one timeout left in the first half. They scored with 0 seconds on. But I believe Evart still has 3 timeouts. McBain's going to get fired up here. And we're going to see a play by either the offensive Evart that's been rolling on the McBain defense, or we're going to see the McBain defense pull up a stop here.
And something, maybe if I'm Pace, if I'm Coach Pace on defense, you spread out your defensive line a little bit more, put the Bonico family inside, because they can stop the runs up the middle, and then get your
2 offensive linemen to block them.
each of them.
So if you send 5 dudes up the middle,
They're gonna get overwhelmed.
they're going to get overwhelmed, and there's got to be a penalty in there somewhere because not one dude's going to block them at Bonico or Brant Bonico. So
A Bonico coming at you when you're an offensive line, is probably something they have nightmares about. And we'll see.
And
Mac is on the sideline.
I think they're
Grant,
saving him for the offensive side of the ball.
which he is an amazing offensive pass blocker, and that may be why, as we'll see Cauldron on the run. He has got space. He's cutting it outside. It looks like he'll get into the end zone. He will. Touchdown, Evart.
And if Evart makes this, a field goal ties it. And there's nothing to hang your head about here. Yes, you haven't had the best defensive game, but you have been going against the practice players the whole 2 weeks. This is your first action for a while. Take a breather. Say, it's offensive time. Time to go drive down the field. Deacon Dottie's leading you.
And they
Nothing can stop this offense from McBain. But you got to have your confidence up.
We'll see if Ransom can make this kick after missing the last one. Whip back to Hold. Hold looks good. And the
It's
kick
good.
is good.
And
Ransom picking it back up after the miss on the previous.
we got special teams here. Special teams played a big factor. Elijah Baker, Caden McGillis. Who's going to make the play here? It's always been who's going to make the play. Calderon just made the play for Evart. He gazelled his way to the end zone. Now it's McBain's turn to become the semi and run the ball, catch the ball in the end zone, and show who's going to be dominant on which side of the ball. Because both defenses have been lackluster tonight. And McBain's first quarter, Everett's first quarter for defense, that's what we want to see. We don't want to see the second, third quarter. We want to see the first quarter defense that stopped Evart at the 1, that stopped McBain at the 20. So let's see which defense will make the first big play.
And I know I say it time and time again, and it gets repetitive, but it is all about the seniors and their leadership on both sides.
Because who really wants to have their season ended in heartbreak?
What-
Nobody.
Who wants to be sent off with holding trophies and hugging their family, and who wants to go home sad? And that really will play a big factor here late in this game with only 8 minutes left to go in the final quarter.
I just want to say what a fabulous job you have here for 2 fine men you have next to you, Kyle. They're doing a really good job keeping the camera and stats up.
We'll see. McGillis kind of stopped the ball with his feet.
He's got room. He's got room.
He'll be pushed out of bounds. And that was a big hit from Cauldron. And McGillis popped right back up. He did not let it affect him at all. And you're right, the people to my right you are talking about is, of course, Cole Engelwright and Christian Mitchell. Vital parts to bring you the broadcast you're seeing.
It's
of course,
not the old iPad I did.
Of course, me and Isaac are talking, but without Cole and Christian, there would be nothing. There would be nothing here. And of course, shout out to Tucker Vanderveld, who is of course not here today.
It looks like there's 12 men on the field for Evart. So that's going to be 5 yards from McBain here. 12 men on the field, and since McBain was ready to go, and the ref noticed that, because that's his job. You don't want somebody playing with 12 players and then somebody go back and look, oh, they had 12 players on the field this play. We should have scored a touchdown.
And McBain in passing formation, they'll pitch it, throw it out wide to Ealing. Maybe that pass wasn't exactly where Ealing was expecting it to be. Incomplete. It is 2nd and 5 though, because that penalty, it puts him in a good spot. We'll see Dustin McLean come off here.
And
I
you're
believe
gonna put Carson Huntington
I believe
back on.
Huttinga came back in. You've got, of course, Caden McGillis, Daniel Rodenbaugh, far sideline, Austin Ealing, and Carson Huttinga near
Everett's
sideline.
playing a prevent defense here.
And Dottie will throw it quick to Huttinga. Huttinga wasn't expecting the ball, and there's a flag in the backfield.
Number 23, Carson Huntington. Flag on the play.
Something
is-
against McBain, sounds like.
I believe
A
the
holding
holding
call.
call is against Camp House. I didn't see it, but
So it's second and 15.
I
Or,
didn't-
sorry, yeah, second and 15.
I didn't see the call, but the hold, but it was there. But on that play, despite the holding call, Dottie threw it before Huttinga was expecting it. When he looked, the ball was in his
And
arms.
that's a good, with how Huttinga runs, he runs with his arms in, so it kind of just went right into his arm motion, so he could just turn around.
We'll see what McBain here has after the penalty. Dottie scrambling. He'll get it out to Ealing. Ealing's got it, and he's got some space. He'll be brought down, looked like by the shoulder.
Just like the armpit
Yeah,
area.
just that little loose jersey that they have hanging there.
So, 3rd and 5. You
Third
gotta get this first down.
That's a big throw there from Dottie, and a good catch from Ealing, because it looked like Evart almost had a sack, and Dottie able to read the blitz and get it out wide with on 3rd and about 6. Rodenbaugh in motion. Dottie scrambling left. He got someone chasing him down. He will be sacked. I believe there was
So
some miscommunication there among the offensive line.
Back to the 45-yard line, McBain.
And for a team where I praise the offensive line heavily, I say how good this offensive line is. That was a mistake, and that was a mistake that could have just cost
So,
them.
don't be shocked to see Evart line 4 guys up at the 40-yard line to prevent McBain from getting a first down here.
It's 4th and about 15.
So if it's correct, and they don't, that's the guy towards the sideline on either side is going to be open because the safety can only play so far.
This is where your big players make big plays. Dottie, he's going deep to Caden McGillis. McGillis is not ready for it. Dottie overthrew him a little bit, and that's a big turnover for McBain, which gives Evart the ball. 1st and 10, 6 minutes, 11 seconds left to go.
Hey.
In the 4th, up 3 points.
But Evart has to get first downs. If they start going back to their neutral position of not moving their vehicle here, they're gonna be out of luck because of McBain. If they can get a few stops, they're in great position. They're only down 3 points.
We'll see what. Looked like false start. Looked like Calderon in the backfield went early.
Wow, it kind of looked like the whole team, besides the center
And besides the center and Whitback win, and that's something McBain is glad to see. 1st and 15.
on the 15. So basically, that
A
was
turnover.
a punt.
If Evart did turn the ball over,
They're in great
McBain
position.
is in great field position. See, Whitback throw it out wide. You've got Rico, Ealing, and a plethora of McBain
this-
defenders in there to bring him down.
And here, McBain's kind of fired up. They're mad. Oh yeah, we just turned it over. We're down 3. Whatever. You cannot have costly penalties here because late after the whistle or whatnot is going to be deadly.
And something someone I want to point out is Rico. He does not play.
He read that perfectly.
He does not play too much, but he read the pass, and he was there almost as soon as the ball was. Wasn't able to bring him down, but was able to slow him down and hold him in a spot long enough for the defenders to get there. As we'll see Calderon on a run, trying to get outside. He will be hit at the line of scrimmage. Someone laid the boom. I believe it was
Landon Ealing.
Landon Ealing. 3rd and 10.
You might want to watch for a holding call here by an Evart. It looks like they're getting letting go just at the right time, but if a ref sees it, that's 10 yards or a loss of down if McBain can stop the play. But it's 3rd and 10 on the 20, and McBain, if they don't give up a first down here, they're still in great field position with 4:47 left.
And we have trips near sideline. Calderon will motion out left. Whitback alone in the backfield. He'll look to pass. He's got some pressure. He'll scramble right. Bonico's chasing him. Whitback will get it. It is incomplete. Maybe behind Pierce Johnson. That makes it 4th and 10.
On the 20-yard line. The punts by Evart, they've only had a few, but they've always been shank punts to the sideline, bad snaps. What is going to happen here for Evart? You have to have a perfect snap, perfect catch, and a perfect punt.
As we saw earlier in the game, it was a bad snap and went over the kicker's head. If that happens here, that's almost the end zone.
That's inside the 10-yard line.
In a short kick here, you've got Ealing, you've got McGillis, and you've got
You got some
Rodenbach.
fast
If
kids.
they catch that ball in stride, it could be bad for Evart. 4th
And
and 10.
Dan Rodenbach's back deep.
Kick is away.
Oh, sky-high punt.
It is high. It will bounce down at about the 50. I want to point out, I think the kicker Simmer landed bad on his I think his plant foot. I hope he's okay.
If you look at this, McBain, perfect field position to go score with 4:19 left. On Everett side of the ball, on Everett side of the field, about a yard from the 50. But that's the perfect opportunity for McBain to score. Everett don't have corners here. They're going to give you the 5 yards. But if wide receiver for McBain can make a play here, in open field, juke, spin move, something.
As we'll see, Dottie wanted to throw it. He'll scramble right, and
What a
he'll
pit.
dump it down to Caden McGillis. There's a flag late.
Did he hit the quarterback late?
It
Or-
looked like Hopkins and
Or is it
Utah
going to
were
be?
walk.
Is it going to be a penalty in
I
the
think
back
it's
against McBain?
I believe it is going to be against UTEC. I'm not sure what he did.
And by how UTEC's reaction, it looks like it.
UTEC and Hopkins
Holding.
both walked away from
Or
the,
blocking the back.
That is just a killer. It was a good play from Dottie and
Hey.
McGillis.
Hey, last time we had a penalty like that, we threw one for a touchdown. No negative energy should be coming out of this team here. They were phenomenal all year. 7-0 with 2 forfeit wins. Yes, forfeit wins. 5-0 Highland Conference champs. That's something to be proud of right there. Highland Conference champs outright. No sharing, none of this. And you dominated all year. You ran the ball effectively all year. Let's throw the ball here. Go score. And leave like 2 minutes left. Because I don't think Everett can score in 2 minutes. But Everett does have 3 timeouts. We have 1 timeout.
I have a question. Does this register as a country mile?
Yes, it
It
does.
is first in a long ways.
28.
Dottie will look to pass. He's got a defender chasing. UTEC doesn't see him. He'll throw it to Rodenbaugh. I think Dottie chucked that out of bounds.
And I want you to pay attention to this. If you roll everybody out this way, you're going to have 1-on-1 coverage, far side. Throw it to Carson Huttinga, far side, and go let the big guy make a play. Because you saw him catch that
touchdown.
reverse trick play touchdown. Throw it to him again. Make the play.
This is where coaching staff, just how confidence in your players, in yourself, in your teammates comes into play. It is a long ways to that first down marker,
And
but nothing is impossible.
If you start rolling this way, that safety cheats this way. You're having 1-on-1 coverage, and Huttinga's the bigger
and it looks
receiver.
like Caden McGillis is 1-on-1 over there. Delay of game, I believe, as the Everett sideline erupts and fans and sideline.
Okay, it's 2nd and 33. 2nd down. You still have 2 downs to make 33 yards. Throw the bomb. Make the big play here.
Right now, I think Everett could get a little jumpy. They could overbite. They could
They're going to get... I've watched football for a long time, Kyle. They're getting a little too cocky for their confidence. Yes, they've moved the ball on McBain, but you got to finish the game. There's 3 minutes left.
Right around the original line of scrimmage, there's a lot of gap. Dottie can put the ball there, and he wants to, but he's pressured. It'll be a sack, and
The offensive line's just given up.
The offensive line has has fallen apart in the first half and throughout the season. I've praised them for how well they've played, and maybe, I hate to say it, is it inexperience? This is some of the players' first playoff experience. You have Bonico and Leonard. They haven't really been at this stage before, and could that be an effect here as Dottie wants to go deep? He will get it. It'll be intercepted. It'll be Evart ball at about the 50-yard line.
But there's still two sides of the ball. You just made another turnover. All right, here we go, defense. Here's the pep talk. Let's go get this ball back. Let's go win this game for our seniors. Let's put this on our back. It's not over until the last horn sounds. Evart can have all the confidence they want. They have to execute until the final seconds tick off.
And one thing about Maloney, he's not necessarily a tactical expert. He's a motivator. He gets you to do things you wouldn't normally do, and we see that from him in this defense?
Timeout, Evart. They better, if they run the ball, they better hold on to the ball, because you better come swinging if you're McBain. Try and punch that ball out. That happened earlier in the game, but they kind of just go back to the your word.
Lackadaisical.
Yeah, and tackling and kind of just wrapping up, but not fully tackling. Here's where it matters. Here's where you're tired at practice. Here's where this and this. Come out with energy. Yes, you hear the momentum on the other side, but you still have a fire in you. You still have this drive to go win this game. Don't ever be down on yourself. I've watched many games. Michigan State a few years ago, when the punter dropped the ball. That was at 0-0-0. 0 seconds on the clock, and Michigan State won the game. Anything can happen. So until the final whistle is blown, do not give up on yourself. This is still within reach, a 3-point game. You got to make sure your players know you need that ball to continue your season.
And when you look at these two teams, their energy, you would think it's a blowout. It's not. It's 3 points. Everett's only winning by 3, and McBain is still in this, and they have to see that too. As the handoff will be to Calderon, he maybe struggle to contain it, as it'll be a big tackle
by number 4
Rico. What an amazing play from someone you don't always see. Last year he didn't play at all.
No.
And this year he's not gotten much game time.
And Evart is just going to run the ball. There's 2:40 left, so they got to get a first down to ice this game. If you keep them from scoring, they got to punt the ball, or else they turn it over on their side of the field. So you got to make sure you get them to 4th down.
And it almost looked like there with Calderon, the ball almost got him away with him. If he had lost that ball, and it would have been a big, if it was a turnover, it would have been huge for McBain. It is 2nd and 10. Whitbeck will keep it himself, slips through the gap. Kelvin McGillis is chasing him, and Whitbeck, I don't think wanted any of that.
No, that's a smart play, because he moved the chains, and he gets a fresh set of downs. Smart play by a quarterback.
And I know Kelvin McGillis, he was punching that ball. He
was going to take that ball one way or another.
I personally feel that McGillis was going to take that ball whether Whitbeck was still attached to it or not. And I think that you're right, that's a smart play by Whitbeck, noticing how McGillis was coming at him, just getting down, let the clock keep going. With 1:50 left, 1st and 10 at about that McBain 40.
And they're going to let the clock go until
Whitbeck snaps it and gives it to he faked it. What a fake, because even I was faked.
Ealing had Calderon in the backfield, and Whitbeck said, here I go for 5 yards.
I strongly believe that if Calderon would have kept that, Whitbeck would have had to say sorry to his teammate almost, because Ealing pretty much jumped over the line. He was parted the Red Sea almost, and got to the running back.
So, minute left. McBain's not calling timeout. What a weird tactic.
And there was a jump. I believe Evart jumped.
I believe they're gonna get the left tackle moving.
It looked like near sidelines calling
Encroachment. And McBain, don't be sad about your season. Highland Conference champions. Yes, if Evart holds on for the final 52 seconds, which I'm sure they will, they have to travel to Beaverton or Oscoda to play two very well teams, and it looks like Whitbeck's just gonna take a knee. And
one thing, because I don't think anything's gonna happen here. I feel like almost they gave up.
They did.
Not only the players, but I hate to say it, I feel like the coaching staff. I respect the crap out of them, but I feel like they almost
they didn't do enough.
I feel like on defense, there was a weakness. There was a very clear weakness with containing, and I feel like they didn't adapt. And when you don't adapt, you die out, and that appears to be what has happened here.
The coaching staffs on both sides of a phenomenal season. Evart has one big task they just got over in McBain. But you know where they got to go next week? To Beaverton to play a Jack Pine team, or up to Oscoda. And that's a long drive. And bus rides can kill you. So they better not. Evart shouldn't let this win get in the way of their future goal of trying to win a district championship next week at either Oscoda or Beaverton. But let's just say this. Both teams put their heart out on the line. McBain came up short. But what a season they just had. What a season. All these teams that made the playoffs. It's okay that they lost. There's always a winner or loser. But the loser gets one thing out of this. They get a lesson. They get, we came up short 3 points last year. But these seniors went out the right way. Highland Conference champs, 7-0. Yes, they lost in playoffs. Everybody loses in the playoffs. There's only one actual winner of the playoffs, and that's the state champion. Yes, you can win regional titles. There's only one goal for everybody. And yes, you came up short, but don't take away the credit from this team. They played their hearts out. Yes, they kind of gave up on themselves in the later end of the game. And I give props to them. I give props to you guys here in the booth. Nice deer blank. But you guys did one phenomenal job this year. Everybody at home were excited to see that. Rambler Review is still continuing this year. And what a thing you guys have going here. Kyle, you're a sophomore. Cole's a junior. And Christian's a junior. And Tucker's a junior too. You guys have one more full year of football and basketball season, plus golf season for you guys that do golf. Kyle, you should do it. And you guys do a phenomenal job. And I can't say how proud I am to have left this in your guys' hands. You guys do a phenomenal job every week, and everybody at home is excited to watch you guys grow as commentators with all the phenomenal graphics by Cole, camera work by Christian, and commentating by you and Tucker. You guys do a phenomenal job. Can't wait for basketball season. But Kyle, your final thoughts.
I got a few things to say. First off, congratulations, Evart. Amazing game. Coming week 2, they got blown out. Scoreboard says it. They had some good plays that game, but I personally, in my years watching specifically McBain football, I have never seen a team like Evart who lost big to bounce back, to fight hard. Because when you look on paper, when you look size, strength, speed, it looked McBain had the advantage, but Evart didn't care. They said, we want to win this game, and they did. And some things, McBain, yes, I play sports. I know how it feels to lose, and it sucks. But you are losing seniors, but you are it is built mostly of juniors and sophomores,
And-
and they will come back next year stronger with a chip on their shoulder.
And,
when they see Everett next year, they'll know they beat us in the playoffs. We're gonna beat them.
And Evart travels all the way to the east coast of Michigan up to Oscoda because Oscoda beat Beaverton 33-27 tonight. Oscoda's going to be one challenge for Everett to face. They better not let this win get in their head.
And before we send you off for the final football game of the year, I just want to say congratulations, Everett, the seniors of McBain, Rodenbaugh, McGillis, McElhenney, Ealing, Bailey, Dottie. I'm sorry if I missed anyone. They all played amazing. Rico, amazing stops on defense, and it's been nice to have you back, Isaac. It's
Hey, you ever need me for basketball season, just make sure my schedule's cleared. Hey, anytime you guys need anything.
and I think that's going to be us for the
Football season.
final football game. Football season is over for McBain.
But you guys could potentially be in business if you ever get a call. So don't let the final football game get to you because there's still plenty of opportunities for you guys.
And I just want to say, from all of us at Rambler Review, thank you to everyone who listened. There would be no point for us to do it if you guys aren't listening. Thank you to Cole Engelwright, Christian Mitchell, Tucker Vanderveld, Isaac for joining us today, and Senior Vanna, of course, for just propelling us the push to really get this going. And I just want to say thanks, and we'll see you next basketball season. Good night.